Good morning, everyone, and happy Easter. Welcome to another episode of our CHED Region 1 webinar series. It has been a year and a month since the dreadful news about COVID-19 pandemic disrupted our usual way of doing things and living our lives. Much has happened, and up to this very day, we are still coping up with the various challenges that confront us as a nation and as individuals. Optimistically looking ahead, COVID-19 shall never be a reason for us to stop the world from turning, so to speak. It is a test we will all overcome, united in our efforts to combat its spread and supporting one another as companions along this journey. Today, the Commission on Higher Education reassures its stakeholders, the Filipino youth most importantly, that we are continuously working hand in hand and heart to heart in creating possibilities to show our holistic care to our learners. valuing not only the intelligence quotient or IQ, SHED also gives importance to the emotional stability and adversity quotient of our learners and the entire academe for well-rounded nation builders. I am Juan Primitivo Petrola. Join us as we discover the world of emotional and adversity quotients. Welcome to our episode dubbed as Pakikipagkapwa at Katatagan, examining emotional and adversity quotients. To formally open our virtual gathering, let us invoke the presence of the Almighty through an invocation, which will be followed immediately by the singing of our national anthem and ASEAN hymn. To lead us, we have the Coro Colegio of the Colegio de Dagupan.
Ibibigay sa iyong kamay, aking pangako, kabanalan, pagbibigay, tutungin ang buhay na hindi humihingi ng kapalit. Ito naman makinig. Pakinggan sa oras na pagkat sa'yo nakasilat ang asunay nakikamay hanggang sa'kin kapag dahil kailangan iyong naman pagkat sa'yo lamang ako pakinggan mo sa oras na pagkat sa'yo nakasilat ang sanay nakikamay kung sa'kin kabanalan laging taglangin iyong naman pagkat sa'yo lamang ako mabubuhay. Susukong nanalangin, susukong nanalangin, susukong sa sipag at sa dami ng pagkaw, may nilalang tunataw sa paglalimihaman. Ang isa't ng mataw at may akong paninanagin. Ang biguling at alam na kailang pagmalitipagin. Lupa ng araw at ipagsinta sa piling mo. Ang biligay
Thank you greatly for the wonderful rendition, Coro Colegio of the Colegio de Dagupan in Dagupan City. We are currently being watched live through Zoom platform, our Facebook page, CHED Region 1, and YouTube channel, CHED Regional Office 1. For you to be updated with the latest news and activities of our office, please do click the like, share, and subscribe buttons. To acknowledge our virtual participants, may I now call in Dr. Melquiades C. Ancheta. Dr. Mel?
Ibang mga
Hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege, of course, to introduce our participants for this Kamalayan Progressive Webinar Series. Welcome to the first leg of this webinar series. So I would like to welcome and introduce to you all the officers. I will be calling all our officers of the different student body organization from the different regions in the country. I would like to start our officers of the Supreme Student Body Organization of Region 1. We have also participants from Region 2, the officers of the Supreme Student Organization of Region 2. We have also participants from Region 3, of course, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Teresita Semana. We have also, and for CHED, for Region 2, of course, we have also with us the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Julieta Paras. We have also the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organization of CHED Region 4, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Amelia Biglete. We have also the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organization of the Mimaropa region, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Attorney Joselito Aliswag. We have also participants from Region 5, the officers and faculty members and students of Region 5, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Freddy Bernal. We have also participants from Region 6, the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organization of the different higher education institutions in Region 6, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Maura Consolacion Cristobal. We have also the officers of the Student Body Organization of Region 7, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Maximo Aljibe. And of course, we have also the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organization of the different higher education institutions in Region 8, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. George Colorado. And of course, isang magandang umaga sa ating mga officers of the different Supreme Student Body Organizations of the different higher education institutions of Region 9, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Roddy Garcia. And we have also the participants, the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organizations of Region 10, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Raul Alvarez Jr. With us also this morning is the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organization of Region 11, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Maricar Casquejo. We have also the participants, the officers, faculty members of the different higher education institutions of Region 12, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Nelia Alibin. And we have also the participants, the officers of the different Supreme Student Body Organization of NCR, headed by the CHED Regional Director, Dr. Virginia Aquiate. And we have also the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organizations of the different higher education institutions of the Cordillera Administrative Region, headed by their CHED Regional Director, Dr. Demetrio Anduyan Jr. We have also the participants, the officers of the different student body organization of Caraga, headed by their CHED Regional Director, Dr. Leonida Kalagi. And of course, our host, the host for this first leg of this webinar series, the officers of the Supreme Student Body Organizations of the different higher education institutions in Region 1, headed of course by our Regional Director, Dr. Rogelio T. Galera Jr. To all of you, welcome to this Kamalayan Progressive Webinar Series, the first leg, the Pakikipagkapwa at Katatagan, Examining Emotional and Adversity Quotients. Isang mapagpalang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Magandang umaga. Hello, Sir Elvin, wala po atang sound. Hindi naririnig si JP.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mel. Certificates of participation shall be issued to our audience. All you have to do is to stay with us until the end of this episode for you to know the link of our online evaluation survey, which will be your key to receive the said document. I know many of us are very much eager to find out the things that will be discussed this morning. But more than the knowledge are the skills and realizations we will give ourselves as part of our personal advancement. To present to us the rationale of this activity, I am giving the floor to Mr. Ricky A. Serra. Sir Ricky?
Thank you, Sir JP. Good morning, everyone. The objectives of this virtual gathering are, first, to equip the youth with problem-solving and crisis management skills to overcome life's challenges. Second, to enlighten the youth on the importance of managing their emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, and empathize with others. Third, to develop students' soft skills such as people skills, communication skills, and empathy as one of the essential requirements for a successful career. And lastly, to engage the youth in finding ways to make use of their time productively and meaningfully by discovering and sharing their potentials to their family and other people in their community. Thank you, Sir JP.
Thank you very much, Sir Ricky. It is with the highest hopes that our objectives be realized at the end of this webinar. To warmly welcome everyone and to introduce our keynote speaker for this session, our Trailblazer Regional Director of CHED Regional Office 1, Dr. Rogelio T. Galera Jr. shall do the honors. Sir JR?
To our CHED commissioners, led by our CHED chairman, Dr. J. Prospero A. De Vera III, Dr. Aldrin A. Darilag, the Oversight Commissioner for Student Affairs and Services, Attorney Lily Freda T. Macabangon Milia, OIC Office of the Executive Director, fellow government workers, presidents, administrators, and heads of student affairs and services, of the different higher education institutions in the country, student leaders, partners in higher education, friends na imbag nga bigat, masantos ya kabwasan, maya pa abak, marhay na aga, maayong buntag, buenos dias, magandang umaga, good morning, everyone. According to UNESCO, more than 1.5 billion students worldwide are affected by school and university closures due to COVID-19 pandemic. In May 2020, a report was released by the International Association of Universities stating that schools and higher education institutions have not yet opened their doors for face-to-face learning in 177 countries, affecting almost 1.3 billion learners. Obviously, students are affected. Their mental health are also under extreme pressure as to the ambiguity of the future, where education plays a pivotal role. To add up to this burden are issues which confront their personal lives in these trying times of our history. The Commission on Higher Education is true to its commitment of not only providing quality education in terms of the cognitive aspect of our learners. Various initiatives are being conducted to ensure that they are guided properly and accordingly. Their holistic development amidst this pandemic continues to be one of our top priorities. As proof, while the country is preparing for the implementation of the limited face-to-face classes on selected health-related courses per Joint Memorandum Circular of CHED and DOH, the 2021 National Student Orientation on Going Back to School through Limited Face-to-Face Classes with the theme, Kabataan sa Bagong Normal, Balik Eskwela na, Kamalayan para sa estudyante ng lalong mataas na edukasyon tungo sa ligtas na limited face-to-face classes kasama ang CHED, DOH at LGUs will be held on April 16, 2021. Today until April 30, CHED regional offices will host the Kamalayan Progressive Webinar Series. These webinars aim to help students prepare and cope with the new normal of learning in relation to the safe and gradual reopening of campuses of higher education institutions. The Kamalayan is clustered with the following thrusts. Week 1 will be Kalusugan ng Estudyante, Kaligtasan Nating Lahat, or Students' Health and Wellness. Topics for this week will revolve around preparing the students psychologically and emotionally prior to their coming back to school. For week 2 will be Malayang Makalabas sa Ligtas na Paraan, or Students as Part of the Community. Topics will focus on what our students need to know in terms of the safety protocols from their homes and route their schools align with the national and local government guidelines. Week 3 shall revolve around the concept, Laging Handang Estudyante Ako, or Students in the Campus. Special topics related to updates on the calibrated policies and guidelines of the HEIs aligned with CMO number 4 series of 2020 and CHED-DOH Joint Memorandum Circular number 2021-001 shall be discussed. Week 4 shall focus on Yan ang Estudyante sa Bagong Normal, or Students Coping with Limited Face-to-Face Classes. Topics for this week aim to strengthen students' coping capabilities for the new normal of learning, particularly with limited face-to-face classes. Today, as we mark the beginning of this webinar series focusing on students' health and wellness, CHED Regional Office 1 takes pride in opening this activity for you, our dear students. Guided by the theme, Pakikipagkapwa at Katatagan, examining emotional and adversity quotients, it is with fervent hope that you will learn by heart through the insights of our invited guests as we assist you in strengthening your competencies for problem solving and crisis management. May this event be a contributory factor in firming your emotional and adversity quotients as competent individuals and as future members of the workforce and society in general. My warmest congratulations on your decision to be part of this virtual gathering. I welcome you on behalf of our CHED Regional Office 1 family. Now, allow me to introduce our keynote speaker. Our keynote speaker is Commissioner Dr. Aldrin Arenas Darilag, who serves the Commission by progressively leading the advancement of a wide array of relevant and timely disciplines in higher education. This is exemplified through his work as the Oversight Commissioner, Teacher Education and Teacher Quality, Gender and Development, Extension Program, State Universities and Colleges, and the Southeast Asia Regional Center for Tropical Biology, and as a champion for futures thinking and cultural education. Darilag is grounded in his beliefs that progressive advancements in higher education can be achieved by holistically supporting higher education institutions to be of service to faculty and students by reflecting on previous policies and experiences, by collaborating with agencies, both public and private, local and international, and by having refined foresight to prepare students, regardless of ethnicity, gender, economic status, and religion, for of tomorrow. Included notable achievements in the time of COVID-19 pandemic are spearheading the Eastern Visayas Higher Education Institutions Flexible Learning Management System Consortium in Region 8, leading the working on resilience and innovation for teaching excellence in Region 11, and organizing a region-wide flexible learning initiatives and consortium programs of the 170 higher education institutions of Region 5 in partnership with the Bicol Foundation for Higher Education. Through his remarkable leadership, this consortium helped in leading the redefinition of higher education in the new norm. In addition to his work in flexible learning, Commissioner Darilag is also a human rights and gender rights advocate. He leads institutionalization of gender transformative practices, such as envisioning the revitalized gender resource centers for the regional offices of CHED, and encourages the SUC presidents in realizing gender-sensitive infrastructure, as well as the creation of gender-responsive mechanisms that address gender and development issues and concerns of higher education system. Commissioner Darilag also leads the promotion of cultural education in higher education, a step necessary to ensure the respectful preservation of Philippine culture and the arts of succeeding generations. This includes developing cultural offices in various universities, including culture-based education in higher education curricula, and supporting universities to document best practices through updated multimedia forms. His support for the arts is also celebrated through his work as an accredited faculty of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, handling the Philippine Cultural Education Program, Graduate Diploma in Education, and Graduate Diploma in Teaching Arts. Commissioner Darilag is also a widely published and passionate researcher. He co-authored some of the publications of notable malariologists and protozoologists in UP Manila in collaboration with Ganma School of Medicine in Japan. The published researches include clinical and laboratory correlates of cerebral malaria in the Philippines, published in the Transaction of the Royal Society of Tropical Medicines and Hygiene, application of seroepidemiology and evaluation in a community-based malaria control program in Palawan in the Philippines, published in the Japanese Journal of the Tropical Medicine and Hygiene, management of severe malaria in Asian countries, published in the Clinical Parasitology Journal, Entamoeba histolytica and Entamoeba dispar, detection of polymerase chain reaction, a low prevalence region in the Philippines, and a prospective study of complicated malaria in the Philippines, published in the Pathology international journals. He recounts that his research in the fields of malariology, biotechnology, parasitology, and public health has been greatly inspired by his former boss and mentor in UP College of Public Health, Dr. Pilarita Tongol Rivera. Prior to his appointment as CHED Commissioner, Commissioner Darilag has served the higher education landscape in various capacities as Director for Human Resource Management Services of the LaSalle Philippines, as Head of HR Commission of the LaSallian School Network, as Vice President for Academic Services at St. Paul University, Surigao, as Dean of the Graduate School of St. Paul University, Manila, as Vice President for Research, Planning and Extension Services of the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Marikina, as Associate Professorial Lecturer at De La Salle University, Manila, Andrew Gonzalez College of Education, as adjunct faculty of various private higher education institutions like Holy Angel University, Far Eastern University, University of Santo Tomas, and De La Salle College of St. Benilde. Commissioner Darilag finished his Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Leadership and Management, has earned PhD units in Science Education, major in Biology, and finished his Master of Education, major in School Leadership at the De La Salle University, Manila. He has also a master's degree in Medical Technology at the University of Santo Tomas, and he is a certified human resource professional, a registered medical technologist, and a registered nurse. On top of all these academic pursuits and behind all these noteworthy accomplishments, Commissioner Darilag maintains his primary role in life as a devoted family man and a loving husband to his wife, Maricel. He managed to preserve the good quality of his household and the virtuous upbringing of his two kids. Commissioner Darilag continues his advocacies related to raising the consciousness of the Filipino people on the rapid and exponential changes brought by the Fourth Industrial Revolution, enhancing the implementation of transnational education as an effective tool of adapting into globalized world, supporting the achievement of an efficient, responsive, and relevant teacher education, and ensuring the realization of a culture-based education as one of the core objectives in the Philippine higher education system. Ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker, Dr. Aldrin A. Darilag.
Thank you. Dr. Rogelio T. Galera Jr., Director 4 of CHED Regional Office 1. Dr. Danilo Bose, OIC Chief Education Program Specialist. Engineer Angelica Dolores, OIC Supervising Education Program Specialist. Mrs. Nympha Bueño, Chief Administrative Officer. Dr. Melquiades Ancheta, Dr. Mary Rose Quezon, Dr. Ricky A. Serra, Mr. Arnold Ancheta, Mr. Al Gerard Balde, Education Supervisors 2, our resource speaker, Dr. Rolando Dem Mamaat, motivational speaker and registered psychologist. To the administrators, faculty and staff, and students of the 111 higher education institutions of Region 1. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I wish to extend my commendations to the CHED Regional Offices, Student Affairs Services Committee, and focal persons for efficiently conceptualizing and organizing this month-long regional campaign. The Commission on Higher Education envisions itself in preparing the higher education institutions for the upcoming limited face-to-face classes that will equip the stakeholders with proper knowledge, skills, and attitude contextualized in this new normal environment. We in the Commission is spearheading significant initiatives for the students to be engaged in the continuous dialogue with administrators to a more rationalized approach in this COVID-19 pandemic. We want to ensure that our partners have a platform to address the issues and concerns and provide the infrastructure for learning so that coping would be easier and feasible as we gradually adapt this new environment for learning. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, accounts for more than 1.5 billion students affected by COVID-19 across the globe. The organization recognizes that the ongoing pandemic aggravates learning inequalities. And as a global initiative, UNESCO has launched two key projects. First is the Global Education Coalition, which provides an avenue for collaboration among sectors with the aim of protecting the right to education, especially in times of unprecedented interruption like this pandemic. Another is the Minding Our Minds campaign, which emphasizes the importance of providing comprehensive mental strategy for students. In separate studies conducted by the Journal of Medical Internet Research, or the JMIR, and the Public Library of Science, or the PLOS, on the impact of COVID-19 on college students' mental health. Both pieces of research show significant negative impacts on higher education and recognize the distress in the mental health of students brought about by the pandemic. These studies further identified stressors such as increasing levels of stress, anxiety, difficulty of concentration, disruption on sleeping patterns, decreased social interactions, and concerns academic performance. The authors both called for the immediate response from the education institutions and underscored the urgency of developing interventions to provide sound strategies addressing the mental health of students in the tertiary level. Taking this into consideration, the Commission on Higher Education and the Department of Health, through its Joint Memorandum Circular 2021-001, issued the guidelines on the gradual reopening of classes for higher education institutions for limited face-to-face classes during the COVID-19 pandemic. As an offshoot of the said joint circular of CHED and DOH, this Kamalayan Progressive Webinar Series is being spearheaded by CHED regional offices to reorient our students with the holistic interventions for the gradual approach of reformation and transformation of students' holistic educational programs during the pandemic and even after this COVID-19 havoc. Kamalayan is a 4-week module, with each week focusing on different aspects and attributes of student preparedness in the limited face-to-face classes scheme. Week 1 is for kalusugan ng estudyante, kaligtasan nating lahat, which shall focus on the psychological and emotional health and wellness of students. Week 2 is entitled Malayang Makalabas sa Ligtas na Paraan, in which the local, national, and intersectional guidelines must be translated into students' knowledge and competencies in preparation for the safe and healthy actions and activities of students within and outside the school premises. Laging handa, estudyante ako, will be tackled on the third week. It shall highlight the calibrated and measured steps in line with the policies and guidelines of higher education institutions that are aligned with the CHED Memorandum Order Number 4, Series of 2020, and the CHED DOH Joint Memorandum Circular 2021-001. And lastly, week 4 shall be about yan ang estudyante sa bagong normal, which will focus to a strong coping mechanisms of students and on how to effectively assist them while they are adapting to the new normal of limited face-to-face classes. This month-long webinar series is packed with vital knowledge and skills for the students to adjust with the alternative modalities of learning. Through the assistance of CHED Student Affairs and Services focal persons and our distinguished speakers, we are all assured that the expected outcomes and outputs for this worthwhile endeavor will be realized and students will be positioned in an environment with an empowered and revitalized knowledge, skills, and attitude. As we navigate our way through this new normal, which forces us to adapt the alternative modalities of learning, we are embracing the 21st century education. Your generation is now being affirmed as the youth who are proactive, resilient, and responsive. As Gat Jose Rizal said, ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. It is my vision to provide the youth with equitable and quality tertiary education amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, where all students will be considered as we all move towards the new normal of higher education system. As Oversight Commissioner of Student Affairs and Services, I am positive that we shall realize the health and safety of all. I encourage all students to face the challenges head-on. Heed the call of service of being a servant to others in these trying times and in alleviating the situation of our countrymen. May this webinar be your instrument for the constant monitoring of yourselves in collaboration with peers and colleagues. May this webinar serve as a reminder that during this pandemic, it is of utmost importance that constant communication and steadfast educational formation must be in the forefront of our whole of nation approach against adversaries and crises. Congratulations in advance and thank you.
Our heartfelt gratitude once again to CHED Commissioner Dr. Aldrin A. Darilag for sharing not only his insights, but also his heart and soul in all the things that he does for the Commission and the Filipino youth in particular. Thank you very much, sir. To present our humble yet love-filled appreciation, our OIC Supervising Education Program Specialist, Engineer Angelica Q. Dolores, shall read the citation of our Certificate of Appreciation for Commissioner Darilag. Engineer Angie.
Ayan. Good morning po. JP, can you post our certificate now?
Yes, ma'am, we will.
Friends, ladies and gentlemen, join me in awarding this certificate of recognition to Dr. Aldrin A. Darilag, our Commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, for his generously sharing his time and expertise as keynote speaker during the Kamalayan Progressive Webinar Series held on the 6th day of April 2021 virtually. The insights and experiences he shared have truly inspired learning institutions to equip the youth with problem solving and crisis management skills to overcome life's trials. His challenge to engage the youth to use their time productively and meaningfully in discovering and sharing their potentials to help their communities and families has indeed profoundly contributed to the realization of the goals of the activity. Given the 6th day of April 2021 at the Commission on Higher Education, Regional Office Number 1, City of San Fernando, La Union, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Rogelio T. Galera Jr., Director 4. Thank you, sir, our dear Commissioner. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you to CHED Region 1,
Yes,
to
sir.
RD Galera, and to all the staff of Region 1, all the students. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Engineer Dolores. And once again, agyaman kami unay, Commissioner Darilag, for your presence with us. Though virtual, we hope to see you again soon here in Region 1 when the situation allows. Please stay safe, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this point, dear friends, allow me to also acknowledge the virtual presence of Dr. Marivic Eriberi, our OIC Director of the Office of Student Affairs and Services, also our colleagues from the Office of Student Affairs and Services. Also, we'd like to acknowledge the virtual presence of Dr. Maria Teresa Semana, our chairman of the Technical Working Group of the Kamalayan Webinar Series. Hello, ma'ams and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, may I once again present to you one of the best choral groups in the region, Colegio de Dagupan's Coro Colegio, for an intermission number.
He's a giant now. If you eat too much, you get very fat now. The coconut now is a big thing now, but it's delicious now. It's not a nut, it's the coconut. It's the coconut. Oh, the there are so many uses of the coconut. You can get a bigger house for a mountain. All you need is to buy the coconut, and it gets the thing. It gets the good streets, the coconut. It's the coconut. Oh, the coconut. From the coconut family. Coconut, 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 the coconut, You have a second floor. This day, it's when you pay out. There you go, oh yes, aspire. The coconut is still shading its border. All the walls up against the east. Now the coconut will say another next day. And the carnival up against the east. It's a Kulukalu, it's a Kulukalu. Oh, the Kulukalu, from the Kulukalu family. It's not it's a giant love if you're into motion. Carry back down the love is a big love, it's delicious love. It's not a love, it's a piece of love. It's
Thank you very much indeed for such soul-warming rendition of the song A Coconut Nut, composed by our national artist for music, Maestro Ryan Cayabyab, with the awesome cover version of Colegio de Dagupan's Coro Colegio. Congratulations and thank you once again. By the way, the video was taken prior the COVID-19 pandemic. And now, friends, let us welcome Mr. Arnold V. Ancheta, our lead focal for this activity, to introduce to us one of CHED Region 1's most sought-after motivational speakers, who will share to us an in-depth understanding of examining emotional and adversity quotients. Sir Arnold, please do the honors.
Thank you, Dr. JP. Good morning, dear students and participants. Our speaker for today's event is a full-blooded and proud Louisian, a motivational speaker, multi-talented, and an achiever. Seasoned with experiences in the chosen profession and educational attainment, Dr. Dem became the most sought speaker. For the information of everybody, she just celebrated her birthday yesterday. To know more about Dr. Dem's background and accomplishment, let's watch together this video presentation. Yes, my dear students, I hope you're enjoying your time with us. And you can share your thoughts, your feelings through the chat online. Dr. JP, for the meantime.
So we're here live again in a study of by the way, Sir Arnold, the lead focal. Sir Arnold, how was it preparing for this activity?
God, it's nakaka-pressure. Talagang it would take time. You have to stay late in the office just to do the final touches of this event. But anyway, talagang ano siya, nakaka-overwhelm because of so many participants all over the Philippines. Yes.
Sir JP, I think I cannot hear you, Sir JP.
So let us listen all throughout his talk so that you will learn so many things from her.
Sir JP, hindi marinig.
No audio, Sir JP.
Okay, I think the audio is okay now.
There. It's there na.
Elvin with us. All right. So again, let's watch the video presentation as mentioned by Sir Arnold.
Sound check. Sound check.
Our guest speaker today is a true blue achiever. He finished his BS in psychology in 1995 as cum laude, MS Psychology in 2001 as cum laude, MA SPED in 2006 as cum laude, and PhD in Educational Management in 2012 as magna cum laude. He finished all his degrees at the St. Louis University. He has been with the academe for almost 25 years now. He started teaching at the University of Baguio in 1995 and served as an assistant professor for 14 years, which incidentally is his longest stint with any institution. On a personal note, being back here today gives him the fondest memories of being an educator because it was in UB, the warmth of family. He became an associate professor at the UC Graduate School from 2006 to 2018. In between, he was a visiting professor and part-time teacher at St. Louis University and San Pablo Seminary. At present, he works as a freelance motivational speaker. Since 2017, he has a total of seminars, trainings, and workshops tucked under his belt, and with this has earned himself a mark as a highly sought-after speaker. Word has it that the trademarks of his talks are very much the same as those of his being an educator: dynamic, empowering, and motivating. Believing in letting work and personal well-being have balance, our speaker is not only a licensed psychologist and licensed professional teacher, but also a licensed Zumba instructor.
My name is Tia Gutierrez, and I present to you my instructor in psychology, Dr. Dem Mina Mama.
Sound check. Good morning, everyone. Sound check. Can you hear me loud and clear? Sound check.
Clear po.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Philippines. No, so it's a national seminar for CHED, no, for the entire Philippines, no, especially for those students right now, no, who are affected by this COVID pandemic. And of course, allow me to say thank you to Sir Arnold for that very resilient, no, way of presenting the speaker, no. Talagang he was really composed, no, kahit talagang merong mga glitches. And of course, super thank you also to Dr. Rog Galera for inviting me yet again, no. It's so how they put it, very inspiring, no, as it is, because a year ago, no, when I was I just arrived from a trip, then one after the other, they started canceling talks because I'm a speaker for various topics, and it was Ched. One of the first webinars that I've had was with Ched, no, under Sir Rog, and I say it's inspiring because would have thought that how many months after medyo bihasa na ako sa pag-webinar, and of course I have a better setup right now. Of course, talagang you have to really invest in it. And of course, very funny because I was still having breakfast. I was still having breakfast while listening to the keynote speaker. I thought he will be speaking until or delivering his speech until based on the schedule given me. But unfortunately, no, I not unfortunately, but he was way ahead of schedule. May I just ask the organizers? Does it mean, therefore, do I have more time to present? Because 30 minutes was the only allotted time. But can I present until, kasi my topic is supposed to be presented at 10:30. Can you, anybody who can inform kung sinong pwede magsabi sa akin, what time should I start since we started earlier? Sino po aking?
And, Doc Dem?
Yes, hello?
This is Rog. Okay lang po?
Ay, okay. So what time should I end, Dr. Rog?
Kahit mga 5 p.m., okay lang.
Ay, sure. Sige, kaya ko yan. 5 p.m. Anong date? O, di ba? Anong date pa? O, sige. I will end at siguro kasi 11, tama ba?
That's okay.
Tama ba?
That's okay.
Okay. Then the open forum will come after. That's the schedule given to me last time, no? But anyway, again, welcome to everybody. Please have a shout out. Please, like what Dr. Rog in his opening remarks, what he did, various languages, believe ako doon, dami niyang mga sinabing language. From where you are, please try to greet good morning in your own dialects. Let me see in the chat buttons. Ako po ay taga Baguio, so of course with the kaya ko ginamit tong aking outfit na to, medyo ayusin ko ng konti. Ayan. It's a Baguio inspired, no? Di ba? Parang Catriona Gray lang. It's a Baguio inspired outfit, no? To greet you all, no? From the Cordillera region. I'm from Baguio, no? Naimbag nga agsapayo amin dita. So please, can you chat? Let me just see sa chat buttons how, ayan, kung dami pala, maayong buntag. Yun, naku, ang bilis. Ang dami pala nating mga ang dami nating mga participants. Let me just check on those chat messages, no? Let me see. Ang dami pala, ha? Be careful of what you wish for. Ayan pala, doon talagang maayong buntag. I know that's somewhat like Cebuano ba yun or something? Oy, may good morning. O, taga-stage. Maayong buntag. From Bicol. I've been to Bicol last year, 2 years ago. Naimbag nga bigat. O, taga Baguio yun. Baguio din yun. Pa-subscribe ng channel daw. O, may papasubscribe ng channel. O, si Sui Sapphire. O, sige. Send me the link. I will subscribe to your channel. Shout out. Naimbag nga. Okay, from ISCT. That's from Baguio, I think. Okay. And there's a Korean. I saw Korean, or was it Korean or Japanese? Okay. For those who are listening, I might be moving from Japanese, Tagalog to English from time to time. So please, my apologies for those who might not be able to understand. O si Amir, ha, talagang meron pa siyang mga ng lyrics, ng mga, that's I don't know how they call it, yung sa Saudi, yung mga Middle Eastern, I don't know how they call it, okay? From University of Eastern Pangasinan, naimbag nga Aldao, no? Okay, so I think you're ready. So it's a great day, no? Sabi nga ni Sir Arnold, I just celebrated my birthday yesterday. It was a great birthday. I was supposed to be with Sir Rog and his team there, but I begged off so that I could also celebrate my birthday with my family. And thank you, Sir Rog, for understanding. No? Next time, gusto ko yung setup niyo dyan na talagang papuntang 24 oras. Okay, let's start na, no? it's a great day to start off. You're my very first webinar for this month, no? And let me start screen sharing already. But to benefit from this webinar, really, you have to do a lot of things, no? So please allow me to go now to my, okay. So the title given to me was that of yung ating Pakikipagkapwa at Katatagan, examining emotional and adversity quotient, no? Mainggit, maded, sabi ni Suey Sapphire. Okay. So, so at that point, allow me first to tell you that this is an interactive webinar. I'm the type of speaker na hindi ko, it's going to be something that I would always want to talk to the participants, no, from time to time, so that they'll be able to, I can get to have connection as well. It was how many years back that I was the speaker for CHED in Ariana Hotel, no, and I miss the action of students being there, no, yung mga estudyante natin napaka active, no. But soon, I have a great feeling. Anytime soon, we'll go back to that setup. So let's just keep the faith, no. So let's have a sort of activity, guys. Yes, we are excited. That's a very good attitude, Amir. Dapat we should always be excited, no. Whatever happens, itong nangyayari sa buong mundo, let's just keep the faith, and also let's be excited of the new things that will come, no, after this. All right, so please, here you go, let's have an activity. I'm going to show you certain situations, no. I'm going to read the situations, then you're going to rate how you would react, no. So syempre, we're talking about emotional intelligence here. So unahin ko yung emotional intelligence. It is Gladys, you're raising your hand right now. Would you like to be acknowledged? Gladys Abilierto, no? So, okay. Just in case you want to, just simply switch on your camera and you can just interrupt me anytime. Okay. So, at this point, let us now try to have this activity. As I was saying, I want you to read those, read these situations, no? Then I want you to please rate yourself, no? 0 meaning dead ma. Wala, no reaction. 1, maiinis, no? Konting maiinis lang, no? Then, Robert, thank you for that. Then you also have 5, pag magagalit ka, no? And then 10 naman, pag, sorry for the word, talagang you're so angry that you even want to kill. Or sorry for the word, pero kung lang to, these are just situationers to really put the people in the mood of my discussion. Okay, so please type G. G na G, pag kayo ready na sa aking konting activity. G na G, please type G. Go. Oh, ang bilis talaga. Iba na talaga pag mga active ang kwan eh. Pag mga doktor, yung mga older people, mabagal mag-react. But I have very good reactive participants. Okay, let's start na So ito katuwaan lang po to Medyo ayusin ko lang to kasi talagang nabigla ako. Ang bilis pala natapos yung keynote speaker. Ayan, galaw ng galaw yung aking outfit. Okay, let's start. First, magpakatotoo ka. So everybody, please, I want you to, I don't know if I can request the technical crew because I want to see sana the camera of people. Yung setup because I only see myself. If there's a way that you can, ako pala, it's not you, it's me. The view, side by speaker gallery. Ayan. So I can see you. It's not you, it's me pala. Okay, I can now see you guys. Hello. I can see you now. Allow me first with the permissions of Sir Mel. Sir Mel, hi. Sir Arnold and Sir Galer. Let me just connect with the audience. Rose Rodriguez Perkins, the midwifery department, Gladys Albier. You're raising your hand, Gladys, kanina? Or napindot mo lang? Napindot mo lang? Oh, napindot mo lang. Okay, that's okay. Junard, Beltran, Muhammad. Oy, Muhammad Norsida. I think.
Yan.
Hi, hello. Philip John Valdez, Arya. Ako, ang dami nating kwan dito, participants. Alvin, Tige, Vince, Ivan. O, tino, nag-o-open ang camera pag binabati. Mga Pilipino mahilig sa pabati. Apple D, Nicole Ann, Ana Alegado, what's that? Joshua Philip, ayan. And Kenneth Labayan. And of course, the rest, I will greet you again later, ha? So, sige nga, everybody, let's have this activity. Kunyari, may baso tayo ng Sprite. O, di ba? Meron pa tayong endorsement. Everybody, imaginary, get your baso ng Sprite. Inom tayo ng Sprite. Inom ng Sprite. Okay, magpakatotoo ka. Okay, situation. You have to submit your module by 10 a.m. But your internet connection as well as your mobile data and cannot attach your document. As per your professor's instruction, failure to send by 10 a.m. is an automatic failing grade for the term. So you have the range there. Type nga 0 to 10. Ang reaction nyo sa nangyaring iyan. Sige. Let me see. Okay. Tingnan natin ang mga reactions ng, yan, 8, may 0. Okay. I like to talk to Maika Semeniano. Maika, can I talk to you quickly? Can you switch on your mic? Maika?
Yes po.
Hi. Good morning.
Hi.
Where are you from? Taga saan ka?
Quezon Province po.
Ay, Quezon. I've never been there, so I hope I can go there sometime soon. Maika, bakit 8? Can you explain ang taas ng score mo 8?
Kasi, siyempre po yung module na yun is pinaghirapan mo. Kailangan naman pong may consideration yung teacher. Kumbaga, hindi naman po stable yung connection dito. Kaya po, minsan walang internet.
Oo. At sigurado ikaw ang gumawa ng module mo, hindi yung nanay at tatay mo, ha?
Opo.
Okay. It's nice talking to you, ha? You take care and stay safe. Thank you. Melanie, I don't know, just Melanie. Yung sumagot 2, mababa ang kanyang reaction. Melanie, can I talk to you quickly? Melanie? Can you switch on your microphone? Melanie? Kukunin ko yung kandila kasi effective to eh. Pag ginaganyan mo yung kandila, magpapakita yung magpaparamdam.
Yes po.
O, see, effective tong kandila. Yun ang sikreto ng mga webinar. Pag may hinahanap kang tao, Melanie, wait lang, may explain ako sa kandila. Ganyan mo yung kandila, tapos magpaparamdam na yung tao. Melanie, hi, good morning. Where are you from? Taga saan ka?
Butuan, ma'am.
Wow. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's in Mindanao, right?
Yes po.
Ayan. How are you there sa Mindanao? Kumusta kayo dyan?
Okay lang din po.
Oh,
Minsan din po
good.
mahina yung internet.
Oh, yun nga. I hope talagang maging stable yung internet until matapos tayo, ha? Melanie, 2 ang reaction mo dito sa aking situationer. Bakit 2?
Yes po. Yan po yung kadalasang reaction ko po pag mga activity pong ganyan. Nai-irita po ako. Dahil po
pero
sa...
wala ka, pero mababa lang. Melanie, mababa lang yung reaction mo, 2 lang.
Yes po, kasi yung ibang teacher minsan may consideration, minsan po hindi.
Ay, yung mga
kasi wala po talaga.
Oo, yung mga hindi considerate, anong ginagawa mo?
Magagalit po talaga ako. Kasi yun nga po sabi ng taga Quezon City, pinaghirapan mo yun eh. Dapat may consideration, dapat silang ibibigay sa'yo.
Oo, dapat lang, di ba? Pinaghirapan nyo ng nanay mo yung module.
Yes po.
Yes po. Yes, Melanie. Alright. Stay safe dyan sa Butuan, ha? The last time I was there, the last time I was there was in CDO, no? Cagayan de Oro. I can't remember kung kailan na yan. So, Cebuano ba ang Butuan? Cebuano ba ang Butuan? Cebuano?
Bisaya po.
Bisaya. So,
yes po.
Kaluoy. Yun ang alam ko. Okay. Thank you, Melanie, for speaking to us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care. Okay. Ito, 6, sakto lang. Thank you, Melanie. Sakto lang, 6. Dana Jean Latayada. Can I talk to you, Dana? 6 lang. Sakto lang yung kanyang reaction. Dana, are you there? Dana? Kandila. Dana Jean, are you there? Dana Jean is not my lover. Is just the Dana Jean is not my lover. Ay, wala siya. Hindi effective yung kandila ko. Baka wala na siyang signal. Suway sa fire. Ito, tingnan ko nga. Ayan. Dana, ikaw na ba yan? Dana? 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 Well, anyway, mahina at ang connection ni Dana. Suway sa fire, can I talk to you? Yung nagpapa-subscribe sa kanyang channel.
Yes po.
Ayan. Suway, can I see? Can you switch on your camera? Naka-switch yung camera mo?
Yes po. Naka-on po.
Ayan. Wait, hindi ko tama.
Hi.
Can you just keep on talking? Ayan, I can see you now.
Okay.
Oh, hi, how are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Butuan din po.
Wow, kapitbahay mo
Yes.
si Melanie?
I don't know po.
Ayan, mag-chat kayo mama, tapos ipasubscribe mo sa channel mo na rin yan. No,
Yes,
Melanie, 6 lang yung kwan mo, yung reaction mo to this situationer. O, sige nga, can you explain bakit 6?
Pa?
Bakit 6? Bakit hindi 10? Bakit 6 lang?
Actually, I didn't answer po.
Ay, napindot mo lang.
Yes po.
O, sige. O, if I were to ask you live, meron kang
Okay.
isa-submit pero mahina yung internet connection mo. Tapos, sabi ng teacher mo, pag hindi na i-submit ng 10, nako, failing grade ka na. O, anong reaction mo doon? What's your reaction?
Maybe siguro magagalit, but at the same time is siguro neutral lang po kasi being a teacher po is mahirap po talaga ang mga gawain, lalo na't hindi lang po ako ang estudyante niya, marami po kami. So I should be considerate na lang po na kailangan mapass ko yun on time or before the time kasi hindi lang din naman po ako ang estudyante niya, marami kami. So I should be neutral na lang po. Understand na lang both side po.
Ayan. Okay.
Yes po.
Thank you. You have very good audio, Suwi.
Yes
Pwede
po,
ka maging
thank you.
radio announcer or
Yes
parang
po,
sa
thank
kwan.
you.
Diba?
Oh my God,
or
thank
pwede
you.
kang maging kwan din. Yung parang voice over.
Yes po.
Suwi, just, yung name ko dito sa Zoom is the same as my Facebook. So just give me the link, then I'll follow you in your
Oh
channel.
my God, thank you.
Okay.
Actually,
So,
my name po, also the name of my Facebook account po, Suwi Sapphire.
okay, so i-add mo na lang. Ikaw na lang mag-add.
Okay, sige po.
Yes, okay. Meron pala tayong webinar, so may tao pala dito. Nagkumustahan na tayo. Thanks for joining for
Okay,
this
thank you po.
discussion, Suwi. Okay,
Thank you
thank
po.
you for those. Alright, next tayong active next na situation. Your friend accidentally spilled boiling hot water on your new cell phone. The screen melted and cracked and can't be used efficiently anymore. Kabibili mo ng cellphone para sa online class mo sana, tapos nabuhusan lang ng kumukulong tubig ng iyong kaibigan. What was your reaction? 0 to 10, go! Naku, bilis pala. Ang dami pala nating participants. May 1. Okay, let me catch that. Leonard. Si Leonard ata yun eh. Leonard, I think 1 yung sagot. Oy, may 10. Before si Leonard. Leonard, are you there? Leonard? Hello?
Ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello po. Hi.
Where are you from? Taga saan ka?
Bulacan po.
Ay, Bulacan. Uy, kumusta kayo dyan? Medyo mataas ang cases nyo dyan.
Oo nga po eh.
Take care ha.
Yes,
Protocols,
thank you po.
remember
Kayo
that.
din po.
1 lang. 1 lang yung reaction mo. Bakit 1 lang?
Actually, 2 po yung yung nilagay ko. Pero dahil natawag na ako, sige po, sasagutin ko na lang din po.
Sige, go. Sige. Wala namang pilitan to, di ba? Sige. Bakit? Anong reaction mo, Leonard, doon?
Irritated po, syempre. Kabibili ko lang, gagamitin sa eskwelahan. Syempre, may irita ka. Pero then again, kaibigan mo naman po yung nakaano. So, consider mo na lang din po na hindi niya naman sinasadya. Ganun. So, either bayaran niya o palitan niya, then it's great. Pero kung hindi naman po, at palang bayaran, hindi ako rin naman po. So, no choice.
Bait naman ni Leonard. Okay.
Pasok naman
Thank
sa
you, ha.
warranty, okay lang po.
Oo nga eh. Pero dito sa Philippines, hindi mauso ang warranty, di ba? Unless it's going to be a factory defect, di ba?
Yes.
Di ba? Anyway, stay safe dyan sa Bulacan. Hope, I've been there before but I can't remember where. So please take care dyan kayo sa Bulacan. Okay. Meron kong nakita 10, si Joyce Libradil, ang dami namang letter L yun. Libradilia. Maraming L yun. Joyce, are you there? Joyce?
Yes po,
Joyce,
good morning, ma'am.
effective tong kandilang to, sinasabi ko sa yung mga teachers na nakikinig sa akin. Mine for 500. Naging online selling today itong webinar natin. Joyce, where are you from?
Davao region po.
Wow, Davao. Naku, yung mga chocolate nyo dyan, winner. Okay, Joyce, bakit 10? Diyos ko na, napaka-angelic ng face mo. Tapos, 10 ang sagot mo. Talang nakakatakot ka palang, if ever, masiraan ng gamit. Joyce, explain. Bakit 10?
Because importante po yun for para makapasa ka ng mga assessment and all. If nasira yung phone mo o wala ka ng means para makapag-aral.
Tama. Okay. Para may bumubusina, meron na may delivery ka ng Lazada, may bumubusina sa gate nyo. Okay. Thank you, Joyce, for answering. You take care there sa Davao.
Thank you po.
Okay. Jason, 0 ka naman. Jason Justado. Parang bistado, pero Justado. Hi, Jason. Where are you from?
Ma'am, I'm from Cotabato City po.
I've been there. I've been to Cotabato. North Cotabato ata yun, yung Midsayap, Libungan, yun.
Yes, ma'am. North Cotabato.
Yan, I've been there, no? Yung kangkong pinapakain nyo lang sa baboy, di ba? Dito binibili. Diyan pinapakain lang sa baboy. Sayang. Diba sayang? Jason, bakit 0 ang reaction mo dito sa situationer ko?
Ma'am, kasi po, mas importante po yung pagkakaibigan kaysa po doon sa phone. Ang phone ko, mabibili po siya ulit, pero yung pagkakaibigan is hindi na po yan siya makikita.
Ang bait naman ng sagot ni Jason. That's so nice, ha? Thank you. And I hope you maintain that very peaceful attitude, Jason. Ingat ka dyan sa Cotabato, ha?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. Alright, next naman na situation. Ito, baka marami nang talagang magngit-ngit. You saw your crush react a heart to the profile photo of your best friend and commented sweetly on the photo. Sige, go. Gusto ko baka sumabog tong chat natin, ha? Sige, go nga. Reaction to this. Ay, 0 yung iba. Double 0 pa iba. May 10. Sino yung 10? Kuliin ko yung 10 na yon. Sino yung 10? Midwifery Department from Cotabato City. Naku, parang grupo ito. Anybody from midwifery who answered 10? Pakikwan nga, sagot, midwifery. Who answered the 10 there? Hello, can you switch on your microphone? Good morning. Hi, how are you, Cotabato City? Kumusta po kayo dyan?
Good morning.
Good morning. Ayan. Bakit 10? Ako, ang taas. 10 po yan o napindot mo lang yung 1 pero actually 0. Sino tong kausap ko?
Hello po.
Hi. Sino pong kausap ko?
Rasulgani po.
Anong, your name?
Rasulgani po.
Again?
Rasulgani po.
Naku, medyo mahirap i-pronounce. Jan lang narinig ko. Jan na lang. Jan, paki-explain. Ang taas nung rating mo, 10. Nangyari na ba sa'yo ito? May crush ka, tapos yung mahal mo, mahal ay iba? Di ba? Parang kanta ata yun. Mahal mo, pero mahal niya ay iba?
Yes.
Jan? Nangyari na sa'yo?
Yes po.
Okay nga, paki-explain nga ng mabilisan.
Siyempre, kapag nakita mo yung gano'n, siyempre, talagang mag-react ka.
Oo naman, di ba? Tapos,
pag akin
diba, napakape pa talaga ako doon. Ang akin ay akin lang. Diyos ko, parang magandang title yon sa soap opera na bago. Ang akin ay akin lang. Okay. Thank you, Jan, ha, for answering. You stay safe dyan po. Dyan sa Cotabato. Let me talk to Mariette Villanueva. 1 ang kanyang sagot. Mariette, are you there? Paki-switch on ang microphone or camera. Mariette, are you there?
Yes po. Good morning.
Ayan. Good morning, Mariette. Where are you from? Taga saan ka?
Laguna po.
Laguna. Ako, dyan din sa Laguna. Nako, I was supposed to be there as well last week, pero nag-beg off ako kasi ang taas din ng rates ng COVID ninyo. San Vicente. I was supposed to go to San Vicente in Laguna. San Pedro. Ayan. Okay. Mariette,
Yes po.
explain nga bakit 1 yung iyong reaction sa aking situationer.
For me po kasi parang hindi naman po siya okay. Para po sa akin kasi nasa relasyon din po ako. So parang bakit po siya titingin sa iba if meron na siyang someone. If kung gusto naman po niya tumingin pa siya sa iba, siguro hindi na lang din dapat siya nakipag-commitment kasi nga kung may hinahanap pa po siyang iba.
Pero Mariette crush mo lang to, hindi mo siya karelasyon.
Crush. Kasi
Crush
yung
lang.
crush ko kasi yun din pong boyfriend ko ngayon.
Oh my God. Ikaw na. Sana all. China all. Ikaw na
So,
talaga.
crush ko po talaga siya, tapos naging boyfriend ko. Actually.
O kunyari, dugtugan natin na inisin lang kita. Paano pag yung crush mo, yung boyfriend mo ngayon, nag-heart doon sa photo ng kinaiinisang mong girl, pero maganda sa school. Anong reaction mo doon, Mariette?
Ako kasi, silosa po kasi ako. So, hindi ko tanggap.
Ay, hindi mo tanggap.
Hindi po.
Mababad trip
ganun
ka
nga
talaga.
po. Siguro, may
Itutumba mo ba?
siguro po kasi iba't iba yung feelings natin. Pero ako po kasi, once na nasa in a relationship na po ako, hindi na po ako nagpaka-crush ng iba. So,
mga kalalakihan, makinig kayo mabuti kay Mariette. Ulitin mo, sinabi mo, pag
So,
nasa
once-
relasyon ka na,
hindi na po ako nagkaka-crush.
Diba?
Sana all.
Dapat ganun ang react ko. Thank you, Mariette, for that.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Take care kayo dyan sa Laguna.
Thank you po.
Okay. Ito na, last na to. Baka sabi ito lang gagawin natin. Last na to. Okay. You did your best in your report, but your teacher did not even give any form of acknowledgement or praise for your efforts. Dalang kinarir mo yung report mo, as hindi ka nga natulog. Tapos ni ho, walang sinabi si teacher mo. Go, reaction. Go, react. Okay. Naku, may 10 na naman doon. Talagang magagalitin ang mga bata ngayon. Lauren Grace Biduya. Lauren Grace, are you there? Lauren Grace. Paki-switch on ang camera. Di ba effective tong kandila? Sinasabi ko sa inyo, mga nagwe-webinar. Kung dala kayo ng kandila, makukuha nyo yung kwan. Lauren, how are you?
Ayos lang po.
Ayos lang. Okay. Where you from? Taga saan ka?
Tubaw po.
Tubaw? Ay, dito lang. Malapit lang dito sa Baguio. Parang 1 hour, 2 hours lang from here. Tama? La Union?
Opo.
Ayan. At dyan ating mga ratan na mga furniture, if I'm not mistaken. Lauren, 10. Talagang, kwan. Can you explain bakit 10 yung reaction mo?
10 po, ma'am, kasi po, bilang isang estudyante po, sayang din po yung effort kung di rin lang naman po bibigyan ng appreciation yung mga ginawa ko na report. Ganun po.
Di ba? Tapos, para kwan pa, no? Para saan pa. Pero, Lauren, ngayon pa lang, i-explain ko na, ang isang sign ng isang mataas ang EQ na person is kahit purihin ka or murahin ka, hindi ka masyadong ma-affect. Explain ko yan mamaya. But I appreciate and I understand and I honor your reaction, Lauren. Siyempre, pinaghirapan mo nga naman, di ba? So, thank you, Lauren, for answering. You take care dyan sa Tubaw. Naku, namimiss ko na mag-beach dyan. So, take care, Lauren. Alright. Jennifer Concha. 0 ang reaction ni Jennifer Concha. Jennifer, are you there?
Yes,
Hi. How are you, Jennifer? Taga saan ka?
Sa Cotabato City po.
Saan yung Cotabato talaga, ha? Thank you, Cotabato, for joining us. Okay. Ako, inaantok na si Rodriguez Paman. Tama, humihikab-hikab pa siya. Di ba nakikita kita? Kala mo ba? I can see you. Okay. Jennifer, 0 yung sinabi mo. Bakit 0?
Usually po kasi okay lang po sa akin na hindi ko ma-recognize yung report na ginawa ko. Okay lang po para sa akin talaga. Parang sanay na po ako.
Sanay ka na. Pero siguro Jennifer, from time to time, do you believe na from time to time naman dapat somebody will also tell you that you're good?
Opo, usually po
Go, continue.
Usually po marami rin pong nakaka-recognize sa mga effort ko po. Tapos kapag hindi po na-recognize, okay lang po, wala lang po sa akin.
Parang lang. That's very good, no? Parang kung meron, thank you. Pag wala, thank you pa rin. Ayan.
Yes,
very good, Jennifer, ha? So, take care dyan sa Cotabato. Alright?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Palakpakan natin mga sarili natin for participating very well. Ako yung iba't sumasagot pa, no? Siguro delayed yung kanilang kwan doon. O sige, mag-react lang kayo dyan. And maybe later, if you want to express your sentiments, just simply raise your hand. Okay, now, let us proceed already. Now, the topic given to me by the organizers is very close to my heart because I'm a registered psychologist. And itong topic natin on intelligence, no, actually the EQ or the AQ are forms of intelligence. So you have IQ, but actually the most basic IQ is the PQ, no? PQ is the physical intelligence. Kaya pag pumikit lang yung mata mo, no? Pag pumikit yung mata mo, automatically you are already having intelligence. So yun yung ibig sabihin natin, no? So if you're going to have that, no? Pag pumipikit yung mata mo, no? That's already intelligence. Pag humatching ka, that's already intelligence. See? So there's no 0 IQ. Lahat ng tao na buhay, no? As they react, that's already an intelligence. So the body reacts to certain information, no? Humatching ka kasi may makati sa ilong mo, o pumikit ka dahil siguro may papasok sa mata mo. Those are forms of intelligence already. Now you have the most common IQ. IQ is intelligence quotient. Yung letter Q, which is going to be called quotient, no? Sorry, medyo, yan. That's quotient. Ibig sabihin nung Q is quotient. So, IQ is intelligence quotient. Nung unang panahon, mga 1950s, 1960s, if you're very good in school, you excel in school, then automatically you will be very successful in life. Kaya yung mga karamihan sa ating mga magulang, sinasabi na, magtapos kayo ng pag-aaral para kayo ay may magandang kinabukasan. That's still very true. Again, don't misquote me. But at this point, don't misquote me, hindi lahat na nakapag-aral will automatically 100% guaranteed na successful sa buhay. Okay, please don't misquote me. I'm not saying na, hindi naman pala, huwag na tayo mag-aral. No, I did not say that. What I'm trying to say is, yes, importante ang mag-aral. Equip yourself with so much knowledge so that when you get to be in the field of work, you will now be able to really have a decent job. Pero, hindi yan batayan. Hindi porke hindi ka nag-graduate ng college ng valedictorian, summa cum laude, or sa high school naman, valedictorian. It doesn't mean that you will be automatically the most successful in life. Hindi po yan ang garantiya. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? Importante na dapat you have other forms of intelligences to really guarantee your success in life. So intelligence quotient, yes, it will get you to where you want to go to. Gusto mong maging mag-nursing, so therefore you go into a nursing school. Then you become a nurse. That's your intelligence. Yun ang puhunan mo, no? Sabi nga ni Karen Dabla, may puhunan. So dapat yung puhunan mo, yung kaalaman mo, yun yung magpupunta sa dapat mong gustong puntahan. Isang nurse, isang doktor, isang abogado, isang pulis, isang teacher, and so on. That will get you to where you are. But how you will be a good nurse, a good leader, a good politician, a good doctor would involve other forms of intelligence. Yes, ito yung pag-uusapan natin. Yung isa, EQ, intelligence quotient, at pangalawa, AQ, adversity quotient. Itong pinagkuhanan ko ng photo na ito dito sa SG Consultancy page, ang SQ nila is social quotient. Kung gaano ka kagaling makipagsalamuha sa iba't ibang klase ng tao. I appreciate yung mga naka-on ang camera nila kasi hindi sila nahihiyang magpakita ng muka, no? Ayan, si Sui talagang sumasayaw-sayaw pa si Sui dyan sa kanyang camera, di ba? And that's how it is, no? How you are very confident showing your face to people, being with people, no? Smiling and making faces, si Lego, gumaganyan-ganyan pa siya. So, that's how you are in terms of how comfortable you are with other people. And that's nice, that's okay. But I'm not saying those people na na-close ang camera, mababa ang social EQ, social intelligence nila. No, mahina lang internet nila or siguro hindi pa nakapag-ayos o nakahilata pa sa kama. Yan. So, but later guys, allow me to infuse what is very close to my heart, which is actually for me the real SQ, spiritual intelligence, na ating kailangan ngayong panahon ng pandemya. No? I will talk about that very shortly. So at this point, as I said, PQ is the physical intelligence, no? Your awareness and your skillful use of your body. Ibang tao ang galing mag-tricks, no? Mag-magic, sumayaw. That's also a form of intelligence. IQ, no? Math and verbal intelligences. Oh, sige nga, let me try you. Sige, ano ang plural ng box? Go. Interactive tong aking webinar, hindi lang kinakatunga nga dapat dyan. Ayan, plural ng box, boxes, very good, Pearly, Ruth, yan, dumami na ulit. Ano ang plural ng ox? Year of the ox tayo ngayon, What is the plural of ox? May nag-oxes doon, oxen. Ox. Paalalan po mga kabataan na nakikinig sa akin, this year is the year of the ox, hindi year of the X. Okay? Tandaan yan, it's the year of the ox, hindi year of the X. I-forget na si X. Okay. Haha. At least you're getting to connect with me. Very good. Okay, salamat. Now, you have also EQ. Yun yung susunod. No, mas mataas ang EQ sa IQ. To guarantee success, sabi ng mga nag-research on EQ, no, they say that if you're able to manage your emotions, then you're able to become more successful. Ngayon, now more than ever, itong nangyayari sa buong mundo, my heart really goes to your generation. Kasi kayo yung generation na talagang mahilig gumala, maraming pwedeng pasyalan, biglang, naispan kayo, naikulong kayo, di ba? And I really appreciate how all of you listening to me right now are trying their best to really make themselves better, no? Ngayon, more than ever, kayong nakikinig sa akin. The fact na nag-online kayo ngayon, nakinig sa amin sa programa na ginawa ng Region 1 through Dr. Galera, it's an effort to make you better as we try to end this pandemic. Kaya palakpakan niyo yung mga sarili niyo. Please clap for yourselves. Very good. Nag-online kayo. O yung mga iba nakahilata pa si Chris Jan. Sige, bangon na. Umaga na. Bangon na dyan. Chris Jan, bangon na. Okay. And of course, I would like to have SQ. Malapit sa puso ko ang SQ, which is spiritual intelligence. That was my topic when I finished my dissertation, my doctorate. No, spirituality is something very close to my heart. Kaya tayo mga Pilipino are very resilient. Ang taas ng adversity quotient natin because of this. So I'll explain that all in a little while. So let's go technical first. Sabi nung isang yung proponent ng EQ, si Dr. Daniel Goleman, sabi niya, bakit kaya ang dami man ang nag-graduate, ang tataas ng IQ, summa cum laude, valedictorian, pero sa real na buhay, parang palpak sila. Pero yung iba naman, yung classmate mo na, di mo nga maalala, naging classmate mo siya, uhugin pa nga lang siya nung elementary di ba? Pero ngayon, successful sa buhay. Ang laki ng kanyang business, pero di mo nga siya maalala nung elementary, classmate mo pala siya. Pero, wow, very successful siya. Ang sagot, mga kaibigan, It is emotional intelligence. So, unlike IQ, EQ can be developed over time. IQ, pwede mo siyang i-increase ng konting points lang, no? Iba talang tatalino, iba naman talang sakto lang, iba naman talagang siguro nung nagsabog ng Diyos ng katalinuhan, nakapayong sila or nakakapote pa siguro, no? Pero at this point, if you talk about this, guys, no? Ang EQ, you can further improve that, no? Tama, Joseph Espeda, walang bobo. Yun nga lang, medyo slow. Di ba? Parang may parang, kunyari, 10 times mo i-explain para makuha niya. May mga ganong tao talaga. No? Wala talagang bobo. Slow learner, yes. May mga slow learner. So at that point, those are the different types of people. So at that point, you now try to say, oh, kaya pala, ang emotional intelligence ay importante. Now, sasabihin ko sa inyo, ano kaya mga characteristics? What are the characteristics of a high EQ person? Sige, you try to see nga kung mataas ang EQ nyo, no? So we have multiple intelligence according to Howard Gardner, sabi ni Christian Canones. Very good. That's very correct. That's why I told initially, na iba, magaling sumayaw. Pero, hindi magaling sa klase. But that is still intelligence, no? Yung iba, ang galing kumanta. Pero sa klase, sa math, Diyos ko, parang hirap siyang mag-intindi. That is what you call as multiple intelligences. Very good. Oh, mukhang magagaling to mga participants natin. Dr. Rod, they have very good input. Yes, there are individual differences. There are people who bloom faster, bloom slower. Oh, yan, tama. Yun. Okay. Parang kayo na ata mag-explain kasi parang alam na yung mga words na empathetic. Oh, very good. So, match yourself, guys, ha. First characteristic ng isang taong mataas ang EQ, they recognize their feelings as they happen. Habang nangyayari yung emosyon na yon, they're able to recognize their emotion, no? Kunyari sasabihin ko, "Uy, Nicole Ann, oy, in love ka, Nicole." Aminin mo, in love ka. Tapos sasabihin ni Nicole, "Uy, hindi kayo. Uy, hindi kayo. Uy, ano ba kayo? Stop it, no. Hindi ko in love." Pero in love talaga siya. Ayaw niya lang aminin kasi tutuksohin siya. See? Some of us, we tend to have a tendency to have what you call as denial of our emotions because we don't like to be teased, we don't like to be trying to incite other emotions from other people and so on. No, guys, yung mga questions, may nakikita ko nagke-question sa chat. Can you just type it again later, ha? Kasi baka makaligtaan ko. Or the team maybe may nagka-question na doon. Can you just take note of it and I'll answer it after my talk. Ayan. So, or ito, napaka-famous ito. Uy, galit ka ba? Di ba sometimes, galit ka ba? Tapos sasabihin mo, uy, hindi ko galit. Nakasmile pa nga ako, oh. Pero yung smile mo parang ngiting asin, parang gusto mo talagang itumba na yung tao, di ba? But you don't want to say that you're angry. Oh, sarcastic. Oh, hindi man, not necessarily sarcastic. It's Filipino nature. We don't own up to our emotion. Kasi, parang, pag nagalit ka isang tao, it's tantamount to being bad. Sa Pilipinas, pag nagalit ka, parang masama kang tao. Diba? O kunyari yung pare, hala, pare, nagagalit. Sa loob pa ng simbahan. Tapos pare pa man din siya. Parang walang karapatang magalit ang mga pare. Diba? But being angry is very human. No? Si Jesus Christ, di ba, nagalit din siya when he was, kailan nagalit si Jesus Christ? Pakichat nga. Kailan nagalit si Jesus Christ? He was also angry, no? He got angry at that, no? Oh, humanistic kaayo. Hindi ako galit, control emotions, tama. Kailan nagalit si Jesus Christ? When the church became a trading place, tama. O, di ba, webinar na, online selling, tapos may Bible study pa tayo, saka pa. So, at this point, guys, if you talk about it, ha, si Jesus Christ nagalit kasi doon sa simbahan, sa bahay ng kanyang ama, sa church, no? People were selling sheep's clothing, frankincense, myrrh, pirated DVDs, mga yan, no? O may pirated DVDs na noon. So, talagang nagalit si Jesus Christ doon sa loob ng church. So, even Jesus Christ, part of him is human, so he was able to get that emotion as well, no? So, dapat to have high EQ, you have to recognize your emotions as they happen. Kaya nga sometimes sasabihin natin, I don't know how I feel. No, di ba? Oh, girl, kumusta ka na? Balita ko nakipag-break si ganito sa'yo. Hindi ko nga alam how, I don't know how I feel. When you say that I don't know how you feel, there's a sense of confusion and therefore you don't know what you're feeling. Are you angry? Are you relieved? Are you happy? No? So it's very important that you know what you feel in the process. No? It's important to express how you feel. Tama. Paul, sabi ni Paul, it's important to express your feelings. Napaka-importante yan. Kaya nga, part of emotional intelligence is when you have an emotion, recognize it, wag mong labanan. If you're angry, it's okay to be angry. No? Kaya nga dun sa film na Inside Out, if you feel sad, ngayon na nangyayari ang pandemic, nalulungkot ka, it's normal. It's okay not to be okay. O, di ba? Korean novela yon. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay that you don't feel fine about that moment. No? But the more important thing is, you know what you're feeling, but do something about it. May gagawin ka. Hindi naman forever na nakwan ka, na malungkuting ka, di ba? Sabi nga nung isang post, pag malungkot ka, bumili ka ng gusto mong pagkain. Hindi na nga maganda yung malungkot ka tapos gutom ka pa, di ba? So a certain point, may truth doon. But that could be an example of emotional eating naman. So emotional eating is kumakain ka dahil malungkot ka. You have to be very careful also of how you react, no? Yung post na yun, pag malungkot ka, kumain, bumili ka ng gusto mong pagkain, no? In a way, tama yon, but try to do something more constructive, no? Don't let your emotions control you. Tama, Junard Deltran. Ayan. Sorry ha, kasi ang bilis ng mga messages nyo, I could not read everything. They come in every situation. Tama, Marcelino Lintang. Ayan. Number 2, characteristics, no? Number 2, characteristic, manage your emotions. Nako, ito na po, no? You get angry, but how do you manage your emotion? That's very important. O, tinutong batang to, di ba, nanggigigil siya. Talagang nakakainis ka. Parang ganyan, no? Yung mukha ng bata, nanggigigil si little girl. Okay. Question nga sa inyong mga nandito sa webinar na ito. Okay. I'm a teacher. Then I fall in love with my student. Is that an ethical teacher? Am I an ethical teacher? Can you write ethical or not ethical? Hindi lang no, kasi di ko alam kung ano yung no. Yes, it's ethical. No, not ethical. Sabi niya yan. Not ethical. No. Yan. Maybe, sabi ni Jason. Jason. Okay. Valdez says not ethical. Okay. Guys, here's the thing. Managing emotion is, I am human and I have emotions. And that's God-given. Your emotions are God. It's part of who you are. But the moment I am going to do something about that emotion, that makes it unethical. If, for example lang, let's have a hypothetical name. Siguro, Protasio, para walang may kapangalan. Si Protasio, estudyante ko, ang cute-cute ni Protasio. No? Talagang ang cute-cute niya. Tapos, sasabihin ko, I crush him. O, teacher ako, I crush him na. At that point, that's still not going to be unethical. However, it becomes unethical if I do something about that emotion. Pag tinext ko si Protasio, sasabihin ko, hoy Protasio, magtagpo tayo sa park mamayang gabi. Pag hindi ka magpakita, babagsak kita. Then that becomes unethical. You agree? I am not responsible for my emotions, but I am responsible of my actions regarding that emotion. Kung galit ako at kayo estudyante, tapos hindi nakikinig si Vince Ivan Mostoles, hindi siya nakikinig, tapos kinuha ko itong mahiwagang kandila, tapos tinapon ko sa kanya, tapos virtually nakadating sa kanya, tapos tumama yung kandila sa noo niya at duguan siya. Is that going to be my responsibility? Is that going to be unethical as a teacher? Nasaktan ko yung estudyante? Is it ethical or not ethical? Oh, see, it is going to be not ethical. Kasi nga, bakit ko sasaktan? Bakit ito maging violent sa estudyante? Yes, I can be angry, but as a teacher, I have to control my emotions. I have to manage my emotions. Yes, I'm angry. Ako, Vince, why are you not listening? Nadidistract ako habang nagle-lecture ako dito. Bakit hindi ka nakikinig? Class, can you please answer this first? I'll just talk to Vince. Tapos kukunin ko si Vince. Mag-uusap kami. Anything, what's the problem, etc. Then I'm able to manage the emotion. No? Some teachers, pag nagalit sa klase, naalala nyo yung mga face-to-face class pa, pag nagalit yung teacher, harapan sa mga estudyante niya, kaklase niya, talagang babastusin niya yung estudyante, mumura yung estudyante. That is not also a good way to manage your emotions. If you're going to get angry at a person or try to correct the person's behavior, dapat kausapin mo siya where there are no students who can see. Okay? So I hope if there are teachers listening to me as well, you have to manage your emotions. Vince Ivan, example lang yun. I know that you're listening. Nakikinig ka naman dyan. So, example lang yun, Vince. Okay. Third, characteristic. You're able to motivate oneself. Sabi niyo kanina yung taga Laguna ba yung nakausap ko kanina? Pag nabigyan siya ng assignment, tapos ni Hani Ho, wala siyang walang praise from the teacher. Mainis siya. Sabi niya, pinaghirapan ko, tapos wala man lang expression, wala man lang expression of appreciation from the teacher. Guys, listening to me, a high EQ person is, you remain stable in praise and defamation. Ulitin ko yon. You remain stable in praise and defamation. You who are very much a millennial or a generation X or Z, generation Z, you are in an era where a puso or a thumbs up is very important to you. No? Nagpa-parlor ka talaga o nagpaayos ka talaga, tapos talagang yung filter ng photo mo, 10 talaga, todo yung filter mo. Pinost mo yung profile picture mo. Tapos wala man lang pumansin. So sabi mo, ano ko, nasasad na ako, nobody loves me, wala man lang nag-like sa kwan ko. Samantalang last week, nag-post ako nung nahulugan ng martilyo yung paa ko na duguan, wala pang 30 minutes, nag-100 likes na yung mga tao. Diba? Tapos sasabihin ng best friend mo, kasi best, ang ibig sabihin nun, sana naging paa ka na lang. Yung isa pang friend mo talagang nakakainis, di ba? So, my dear friends who are listening to me, be stable in praise and defamation. No? Pagpurihin ka, you can say thank you. But don't take it so internally because you'll end up becoming vain. Di ba? Sa desiderata, pag masyadong maraming papuri sa'yo, magiging vain ka. But, if you also are being criticized, listen to that criticism and try to find out, totoo kaya yun? And how you can use that criticism to improve yourself. No? Sabi mo, alam mo, pare, okay ka sana, pero pag nagiinuman ka sa tayo, pare, parang hindi ka naman nakikipag-inuman. Feeling ko, parang nagbabudget meal ka, inuubos mo yung pulutan. Di ba? Mga ganon. O yung mga kainuman nyo, hindi naman umiinom, pulutan, yung french fries, yung mani, sila nag-uubos. Diba? O umiinom kayo ha. May mga ganon. Or siguro, pare, okay ka sanang kasama, pero pag ambagan, pag meron na tayong chip-in, nawawala ka, pero pag kakain na, diyan ka, bilis mo ang kumain. May take-home ka pa. O, di ba? If they say that, you listen to it and say, tama ba kayo sinasabi nila? Is it right? Then you try to use that criticism to improve yourself. So that's how you can now come up with this. Motivate yourself. So pag pinuri ka ng teacher mo, sa project mo, thank you. That's additional fuel. Pag criticize ka ng teacher mo, no, you should have done this. Yung report mo, parang mali ito, etc. Don't take it personally. Huwag mong personally. May sinasabi siguro si ma'am na tama. Okay? Then what I can do, okay, I will try my very best to improve, no? Sometimes when people your age, pag nabigyan ng comment, parang masyadong personal, no? Sabi mo, si ma'am naman kung magbigay ng mga criticism, mga kwan, parang perfect siya, parang gano'n, di ba? Don't take it personally. Sabi ni Hannah, the most important is to appreciate your hard work as a student. Very correct, Hannah. It's very correct that when you did your best, nobody can judge you anymore whether it's a lousy work or not. Kasi that was your best eh. Diba? So, I did my best and it was good enough. Yun dapat yung kanta. Diba? Kasi yung kanta, I did my best but my best wasn't good enough. Diba? Baguhin yung kantang yon. I did my best and my best was good enough. If other people did not appreciate it, they have their own standards. I have my own standards. Lego, tama. Self-satisfaction is important. Characteristic number 4. Okay? Being attuned to other people's feelings. Ito importante. Ito now more than ever. No? Sabi nung meme, hindi lahat ng bagay kailangan sabihin sa'yo. Kaya nga, may isalitang pakiramdam para ikaw naman mismo makaalam. So like your generation right now, o yan, di ba? Sarap ng kain ni Joseph Espades. Anong ulam mo? Joke. So, talagang kita ko yung kanin humuhulog sa bungaw. It's okay. Kain ka lang. Kain ka lang, Joseph. Joseph Espades. Kain ka lang. Don't worry. Wala, nahiya na siya tuloy. Oh. Hindi, okay lang. Kasi parang nagutom ako bigla. It's okay. Wala, nahiya na siya. Okay. Oh, be attuned to the feelings of other people. Sorry for calling you out. But I just nakuan lang yung nakuan ako sa pagkain mo talaga. Parang nanood lang ng sine or showtime siguro. O sige. Now, going back to what I'm saying, marunong kang makiramdam. You put your feet to others' shoes. Tama, sabi ni Raymart. No? That's empathy. This is now feeling what other people are feeling. So kunyari ngayon, may magpo-post na kaibigan mo sa Facebook or sa social media na nalulungkot siya, no? He feels sad, etc. No? Sometimes those are small cries for help, no? And therefore, you have to reach out. I think most people who are very successful in life, they can read people's emotions to their faces, to their post. Kahit walang post na picture, mararamdaman nila kung ano yung pinagdadaanan ng tao. And sometimes God inspires you to see that. Pinagtagpo kayo ng Diyos to really see that so that you can reach out to that person. Diba? Now, more than ever, guys, we need angels to comfort each other. No? We don't have to have angels with wings. Kayo na mismo are angels, God sent by people. So parang nag-post yung friend mo, tapos piniem mo, oy, pare, nakita ko yung post mo. Are you okay, bro? And before you know it, kasi po, yung nanay ko kasi ganito, tapos may problema pa sila. And you can help out pala. And you know, those instances, guys, those were the times that God inspired you, is using you to be of help to other people. Kaya those instances, wag mong baliwalain. No? Consider the others don't have the same heart as you. Oo. And therefore, iba malakas ang puso. Diba? Sabi ni Paul, not same heart as you. Iba mahina ang loob. We try to really carry each other throughout this world event, this pandemic. No? Iba talaga marunong kang makiramdam as feeling ng ibang tao. Hindi yung puro sarili mo lang talaga. Jessamy Balili. Tama. No? You have to learn how to feel what other people are feeling. So sabi mo, boring dito sa bahay. Walang magawa. You learn to complain. Pero isipin mo, may internet connection ka, yung pagkain mo, round the clock. Samantala, ibang tao, dinidemolish ng bahay nila. Wala na silang titirhan. COVID pandemic, where will they go? Diba? Kaya nga, you try to count your blessings, no? And before you know it, you will feel better and become more grateful, no? And by being grateful to what you have, you become more sensitive to other people's suffering as well. And you do something about it. It's not that you do the most magnificent thing, but you do something. Do something. That's most important. Okay? Kaya nga, the last characteristic is you're able to handle relationships, being socially competent. Yan. Sabi dito, sa panahon ngayon, tanghali na lang ang tapat. Diba? Kaya nga yung, diba, yung mga ibang mga kwan, diba, girlfriend lang niya si Kwan. Tapos, diba, magli-live-in na daw sila, tapos may bahay sila, break na naman sila ngayon. Diba, girlfriend na niya ngayon si ganito. Diba, hindi ko na pinangalan yung artista yun, baka national pala ito, di ba? Di ba parang yung may pelikula pa sila noon, di ba? Sabi ni Kwan, 3 months, di ba? Bash, 3 months, di ba? O, di ba? Sinabi nila yung, talaga ko sinabi. Hindi ko sinabi yung artista. O, yung scene na yun, nagkatotoo, di ba? Art imitates life talaga. Ay, nako, baka makuha ko. Oy, the views and opinions of the speaker does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Dr. Roch Galera, this CHED Region 1, and of course, the entire CHED the entire CHED, no? O, pag fan kayo ng mga artistang yon, alam nyo na sinasabi ko, yung One More Chance. O, sinabi pa yung pelikula talaga. Okay, balik tayo. Erase. Yung may ibang palipat-lipat ng relationship, that's not a sign of masculinity. That's a sign of they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. And that's a sign of a low EQ. No? Pero pag ikaw faithful ka, yung girlfriend mo, boyfriend mo nung high school, hanggang ngayon na nasa college na kayo at balak yung magpakasal and everything, then you are technically what you call as, you know what you want and you can really handle relationships. May mga kaibigan ka na, ang tagal mo ng kaibigan, grade 2 pa lang kayo, uhugin pa lang kayo, talagang umuon sa yung mga uhog nyo noon, magkakaibigan na kayo, ngayon na talagang yung mga Instagram post nyo talagang wow, di ba? These are the types of high EQ people that you can maintain long-lasting relationships, no? Those are what we call high EQ people. So, sasabihin nyo, Doc, kung ako ba yung palipat-lipat ng relationship, does it mean therefore na hindi na po ako high EQ? In a way, let this webinar be the start of trying to go inward, try to go analyze yourself, make use of this pandemic to really go inward and try to analyze, what do I want in life? What do I want in life that will make me happy, that will spark joy? No? Am I just being in this relationship because I have to, or I want to be in this relationship because it just makes me become a better person? So at that point, it's very important that we have this, okay? So try to look into that, no? And when this webinar is over, mag-isip-isip ka, no? Siguro ikaw yung taong palipat-lipat ng relationship, mga best friend mo, paiba-iba, no? Try to look into it and try to see, where can I make relationships become something that I can nurture, something that I can use to make myself better, and in the process, pati mga karelasyon ko becomes better in the process. Okay? If there are questions about this later, please try to ask it later, ha? Kasi medyo I have to end already by 11 for the open forum. All right. So, may reservation, kumbaga, yes. No? Lalo na kasi ngayon, mga kabataan ngayon, talagang it's very easy to date so many people, di ba? Ang very convenient ang pagdi-date, no? Because of social media, yan. Now, let me just recap. Ano ang ano ang emotional intelligence? You're aware of who you are. You know what you feel. You can feel what other people are feeling, no? You can motivate yourself. Even when nobody's clapping for you, you continue doing a good job. Kahit yung parents mo siguro too busy sa trabaho, they don't even know that you're going to be a summa cum laude, no? You continue doing your best, whether people are applauding you or people are trying to put you down. That's a strong EQ person. And self-regulation. You know how to control your emotions. Yes, you are in love, pero teacher mo siya no? Crush mo si ma'am, ang gwapo ni sir. Pero hindi nga pwede dahil ang edad ni ma'am mag-50 na, ikaw 20 ka pa lang. O di ba parang masyadong malayo yung agwat ninyo. Tapos anong kwan? You regulate yourself. Okay lang humanga, no? Sooner or later, siguro you find another person na bibigyan ng Diyos sa'yo na halos kapareho nung ni ma'am o ni sir. That's how you regulate yourself. Hindi ka lang biglang very impulsive, no? And social skills. How you are able to nurture and maintain your emotions. O sabi ni Normina, age doesn't matter. Tama yan, pero may sinabi yung presidente ng school namin noon, sabi niya na ito po yung sa school lang po namin, sa university time namin, no, it's not for the entirety. I don't know what CHED has to say about the matter. sabi nung president namin noon, while they're your student, kunyari teacher-student affair, while they're your student, as much as possible, try to delay or not do anything about your relationship. Pag nag-graduate na yung estudyante, doon pwede siguro. Okay, please, this is only the viewpoint of our president, our university president. It's not something to do with whatever Ched does. Maybe later Dr. Rog can enlighten us on that matter. No? Ang bitter naman ni Puntuan. Sino yun? Okay. All right. Now let's go to AQ, guys. Let's have EQ. The last 15 minutes, I'm going to talk about AQ. AQ or adversity quotient. Ito medyo bago-bago pa compared sa EQ. It's a general term where when a person is faced, okay, when a person faces something that is very difficult, no, talagang napakahirap yung pinagdadaanan niya, he still manages to cope, survive, and thrive. This is my definition, no? So, meron kang hinaharap, meron kang pinagdadaanan, pero ikaw ay nakakope, ikaw ay nakasurvive, at ikaw ay nag-thrive. Cope, no? It's wrong grammar to say cope with. It's wrong grammar. Pag may with pa, wrong yan. Okay? Ang sulat ko, pasensya na. Okay? It's wrong to say cope with. You just say cope. No? It's wrong grammar to say cope up with. Wrong grammar yung up. So you say cope with the problem, coping with the situation. You don't coping up. Coping up is wrong grammar. Okay, so cope with the problem, coping with the situation. So when you cope with the situation, it means you are adjusting. Charles Darwin says, it's not the most intelligent organism nor the strongest species will survive. It's the most adaptable, no? So tandaan yan, now that we are in the pandemic scene of the world, it's not the most intelligent who will survive. It's not the most strong. The one who's going to survive is the one who's most adjustable. Kaya ako, kayong mga kabataan na nakikinig, saludo ko sa inyo, where you in your life should be there gallivanting, enjoying all those scenic spots in the world, nakulong kayo, and you still are thriving. That's adversity quotient. Isang taon plus na tayo mahigit na ganito, no? But you're still are doing your best to survive. That's adversity quotient. AQ is the measure how you respond to the minor tangles in life. May mga gusot sa buhay. No life is perfect, no? Even for me, na psychologist ako, do I still get scared? Nako, oo naman. I get scared a lot. But I catch myself and say, okay, what can I do? When I don't watch the news anymore, hindi na ako nanonood ng news so much, no? Kasi nakakaratol lang yung mga pagbalita nila. Umalo na sa mahigit 800,000 na infected na COVID virus sa Pilipinas. 800,000! Gaganyan. Yung boses pala na nakakahala, etc., di ba? For me, I don't watch the news anymore, no? Pero na lang kung si Ian Cruz ng GMA ang nagbabalita. Yan, manonood ako konti. Nagkwento. Ang cute-cute ni Ian Cruz. Okay. So, there. Pero pag yung nabundol ng motorsiklo, yung mga CCTV, nakuhanan ng ganito, hindi ko na kailangang alaman yun, no? So I don't watch the news anymore. So one way for me to cope is I select what I want to feed my mind. All right? That's one increase your adversity quotient. Yes, I watch the news to know the necessary things that I need to know. But if at one point it just makes me feel scared again, na may mga surge, may mga variant na naman, etc., then it makes me get agitated, I switch off the news. Even at Netflix, no? Pinipili ko yung pinapanood ko, no? So I don't really mga nakakatakot na mga palabas because it will also make me have that. Magpapabaksin ako bang tinatanong, Leo, iniisip ko pa, no? Tingnan ko muna kung anong mangyayari after a year or so, no? So tignan natin kung anong mangyayari. Now, resilience is equal to adversity quotient. Look at the picture there, guys. Concrete siya, pero sa crack, may tumubong halaman na mulaklak pa. That is adversity. Kahit nahihirapan ka, you continue to thrive. Kaya nga, di ba, may mga nakikita tayo, COVID ka lang, Pilipino kami. Di ba? Yung mga ganong klaseng mga COVID ka lang, Pilipino kami. No? You have also have there yung the stories of the resurrection. Di ba? Happy Easter for all those Catholics listening to me. The resurrection is another sign of resilience. No? Tingnan mo yung linatigo si Jesus Christ. He was even he had to carry the cross. He fell so many times. But on the third day, he rose. Diba? Kaya nga mas importante ang Easter kaysa Christmas because kung walang Easter, walang katuturan yung pagpapakapanganak ni Jesus sa Bethlehem, diba? It is in the miracle of Easter that really teaches us that yes, talagang parang sa action star, bubugbugin ka muna, di ba? Until you become glorious in the end. And that's what you should think of. Those who are listening to me right now, let us be glorious after this pandemic. No? Take care of your health, take care of your family, take care of your mental health. Para after this pandemic, sabay-sabay tayong magpa-post ng picture, I survived the pandemic. Tapos ikikwento mo sa mga anak mo, alam mo anak, noong 2020, ganitong nangyari. O, di ba? And how beautiful your stories would be is dependent on how you make each day count. Make each day count. Slowly, we don't know where the end of this COVID is. But happy anniversary to COVID, sabi ni Ami. But I don't like to have another anniversary of COVID again. My vision is we will have an end to this. Kaya nga, I want you all to engage your core. Pacquiao, before his fight, he has to make his core, yung kanyang abs, very strong because the core will provide his balance. Suntukin man siya ng ilang beses, he will still be able to stand up. And for adversity, I want you to engage your core. It's an acronym, CORE. C is control. Anong ibig sabihin nito? To which extent someone perceives that he can influence what's happening next. Right now, guys, I want you to please believe that you can stop the pandemic. We can stop the pandemic, not only by following the protocols, but going to your mind. Every time you see worrisome news about the pandemic, try to envision a world full of good health. Everybody going back to normal, happy, living together, smiles on their faces without mask. Visualize it every time. Lagi niyong isipin yan. The moment that media gives you with some scary news, counteract that with good thoughts, with positive thoughts that the pandemic is ending. The pandemic is ending and the good times are now. And when you do that together, sabay-sabay tayo, we will create an energy so strong that that will be the start of the healing of the world. Pero dapat tulong-tulong tayo. Because if you're emitting, parang signals of fear, of worry, of anxiety, next year, ganito mangyayari. But when we use our minds are powerful. Every time you fear something, transform that. Everything is going to be better. Healing is starting now. And the moment you do that, we change the vibration of the world. All right? And you can do that. You can do that every night. Before you sleep, don't get worried, don't be scared. Think everything is fine and the world is healing. And when you do that, sabay-sabay tayo, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, that can really change the vibration of the Philippines, no? And eventually the world. Ownership, no? You become resilient, you become having high EQ if sa tingin mo affected ka. How much are you going to be affected? Pag hindi ka affected, then you won't do anything. But right now, I'm speaking about the COVID pandemic. Kayo, ako, affected tayo. So we have our responsibility to really make ourselves stronger. Now, as in stronger in terms of our mind, our body, and our spirit. So you have to remember that, no? Not YOLO, but YODO. Anong YODO? You only die once. You only die once. Tama. And make sure that, yeah, when you were born, everybody rejoiced, di ba? While you cried. Nung pinanganak ka, may umiyak ka. Everybody, ang cute-cute niya, di ba? But make sure that when you die, no, everybody cries and you rejoice because you did a wonderful job living on this earth, no? Okay, so I hope you can organize us. Ang dami nagko-comment. I like to read these comments after if you can provide me a PDF copy of this or whatever. It's magagaling mga sinasabi nila. We are often troubled but not crushed. Tama. Years of limitless opportunities. I like that, no? Oh, Christian says, year of limitless opportunities. That's a very nice acronym. So, rich, no? How can I affect things? How can I affect people? That's my adversity. If I feel weak, if I feel I am burdened, I am stressed, then I am not going to be having high AQ, adversity quotient. But if my reach, I can feel that I am powerful, I can be a great influence to people, then I can just simply unleash my powers. I like that scene in Wonder Woman 1, yung first na Wonder Woman, nung kalaban niya na si Ares, tapos nabalutan na siya ng mga metal, tapos nakita niya yung plane ni Kwan, ni, ano na pangalan ng boyfriend niya, si Steve, sumabog. And when that thing happened, she really went to her core and she really unleashed her powers. I like that scene because like everybody of us, no, the moment that we are able to see how powerful beings that we are, and we can unleash it. Right now, I'm not connected with any university, nor am I connected with any corporation or company. But I can reach as far as Butuan, as Cotabato, while I'm here in Baguio City. No? And I'm given that blessing to be that speaker, to influence lives of people. And when I see that, my prayer yesterday after during my birthday is I really thank God for the beautiful talent that I have to inspire people and to really have that opportunity to reach out as much people as I can. And that's rich. Ako lang bang may oportunidad nun? No. You are all able to do that. You can reach out to the neighbor that you have na nawalan ng trabaho. By giving them food or certain support for that time, you are doing something as well. You reach out to people. Or by even praying for your family members, praying for our health workers, praying for those people battling their lives in the hospitals. You did something. That's rich already. All right? It's better to do something rather than to do nothing. Very important. And finally, you have their endurance. Part of AQ is how far you shall go, how far you can go and bear with it. No, 2019 was one of the most difficult years I've ever experienced. No, I say one of the most because I know that sooner or later there will be more difficult years that I will be facing. I won't like go to details, but I just simply am thankful that in my prayer going through that difficult year of 2019, it was God all along. It was God all along who was able to make me strong. So our endurance, how we are able to endure pain, how we are able to endure suffering, how we're able to endure hatred and illness and this pandemic spells our adversity quotient. How strong are you? It is dependent on how much hope you have in your heart, how much optimism that you have, choosing positive thoughts over negative thoughts. With the media right now, that's to make them get so that they can get your attention. They make it so sensationalized, no? But how strong are you to really go towards optimism? That yes, there are more people who are getting better, no? I'm not discounting those who passed away because of COVID. I'm not saying that, but trying to look into how we are able to be strong amidst this pandemic. We focus on the good. So many recoveries. Yes, so many active cases right now, but their cases are not that much, that they're mild. Also, mild lang for some older people, those with comorbidity. Yes, I understand that, but still focus on the good. All right, and let me end my talk so that we can have an open forum kasi yun ang nakalagay sa schedule. I'm just following the schedule. 11 o'clock is the open forum. Please ask questions. I would love to hear your questions or your reactions. Let me end my talk by trying to translate and match the title given to me by the organizers of CHED Region 1 for this first leg of their webinar series. Pakikipagkapwa tao. In church, I like that song, walang sino man ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. And every time I remember that, every time I try to sing that, I'm reminded that my life affects other people's life. How I live my life affects many people. And for you listening to me, you people, you students right now listening to me, I want you to believe that the way you have to live your life is hindi ka lang nabubuhay para sa sarili mo lamang. So when you go out, follow the health protocols of covering your faces with the mask, with the shield, whatsoever, wash your face, wash your hands, social distancing, because that's one way that we can really respect others during this pandemic. And the sooner we do that, the sooner we're able to go back to normal. Pakikipagkapwa tao means we are able to recognize and respect other people's ability, opportunity, and the right to live. We all have the right to live. And by doing that, we respect pakikipagkapwa tao. And how do we do that? We know that we're able to do that because we have our empathy. We feel what other people are feeling. No? I saw one post because our mayor right now has dito in Baguio, no, has COVID, but he's asymptomatic. When it was posted on Twitter, I really felt bad because one of the commenters there cremate him immediately, sabi agad. Parang how nasty a person is to say that, no? Kunyari may galit siya kay Magalong or what, no? It's still nasty, no? So kayong mga nakikinig sa akin and you try to change the way you use social media. You don't bash people. You don't use social media to hurt people. You don't use your words to be thorns to hurt people. Then this webinar is really going to be effective. Practice that, guys. The moment that you like to bash another person, remember this. Feel what the other people are feeling. Paano pag ikaw naman yung binash ng ganun? Tatay mo, sasabihin. Hindi ko tatay si Magalong, by the way. You'll say, i-cremate na agad kasi may COVID. Put yourself in the shoes of other people and try to treat them the way you want to be treated. That's emotional intelligence, no? If you keep on trying to feel sad about what's happening around the world, not knowing that your parents are doing their super hard work just to put you to school, no? Hindi mo alam ang hirap nila, and all you have to do is to complain all the time, not feeling what your parents are going through so that you can just go to school and have a good roof under your head. That's empathy. That you now try to say, what can I do to help my parents? So that's what we are saying there, pakikipagkapwa. And that's emotional intelligence. Katatagan. This is the word for 2021, I think. 1 year plus in COVID pandemic, katatagan is what we need, no? And if we say katatagan, no, between a tree and grass, isang puno at damo, ang mas malakas ay damo. Kasi pag dumaan ng isang malakas na bagyo, yung puno bali na kasi ayaw niyang mag-bend. Ayaw niyang mag-bend kasi yun ang puno eh. Pero ang damo, mapapansin mo yung mga palayan, no? Nakaganon lang sila pero buhay pa sila. They're still rooted. They're still in the soil. Be like those grass. Learn to be flexible. Katatagan doesn't mean that you won't bend, that you're strong. No, katatagan is but with flexibility. Strength, but learning to adapt. And that is adversity quotient. And let me end my talk to give way for the open forum that telling you that adversity quotient is like this person having no feet, only prosthesis. Prosthesis pa kasi nasabugan ng kanyang paa, no? But after being given prosthesis, he can now still run. And nothing can stop the person. And yun po ang adversity quotient. May pangarap ka, meron kang gustong mangyari sa buhay mo, nothing can stop you. No one can stop you. And when the dreams that you have in your life is there in front of you, my dear webinar participants, keep your eye on that dream. Because amidst that difficulty and hardship, there are people who love you, to support you, and there's a God more powerful than COVID who can make your dreams come true and put a smile on your faces. And as we end this webinar, my talk on this, remember that real redemption is when you become your own savior. You have to believe that. Real redemption is tutulungan mo ang sarili mo. And the only person who can save yourself, who can save you, is yourself. And again, I would like to thank CHED Region 1 for this opportunity. It's a great pleasure all the time to be with all of you. And please be safe, all of you. And I'm now open for questions and insights. Maraming questions kung nakikita kanina. Maybe they can just ask it later again. So, I return the floor to the mothership.
Wow, what more can I say? Truly, you are the best person for this session, Dr. Dem. You have not only inspired us, but also triggered us to be agents of positivity. And for that, thank you very, very much. At this point, friends, we know that our audience have questions awaiting your answers, Dr. Dem. To facilitate the forum, may I give the floor to Dr. Melquiades. Sir Mel, please.
Much, JP, and also to our speaker, Ma'am Dems. Hello, kumusta po kayo?
Hi, Mel.
Hello po. Okay, so to our participants, we have several ways on how you will going to ask your questions. Of course, you can use the chat box in our Zoom room. You can key in or type your questions to Ma'am Dems if you do have any, or you can unmute your microphone. For the video, that's optional. It's okay if you don't want to if you don't want us to see you, pwede naman pong hindi nyo na i-open yung video, just your microphone, okay na po iyon. Or pwede naman po ninyong dito sa mga Facebook natin, viewers natin, Facebook viewers natin at saka mga YouTube viewers natin, pwede nyo naman pong i-type din po yung mga questions ninyo in the comment box. Okay, so I guess our speaker is already ready to several questions from our participants. Just a reminder sa ating mga participants, if you want to be recognized, you can also use the raise hand button. Okay? Makikita nyo yan sa may reaction button. I-click nyo lang yun, kita kayong raised hand button. Okay, para makita ko po at ma-recognize ko po kayo. Okay, so I think I will going to entertain first those participants who are raising their hand. Yan ka ba?
Oh, yung kandila.
Ibalik ang kandila.
Nicole?
Nicole, nag-raise ka ba ng hands or yes? Okay.
Good morning po.
Hi, good morning.
Nicole from Urdaneta City University po. Ma'am, ask ko lang po, why we are able to empathize with some people, but then hindi po sa lahat?
Okay. I was with UCU before, many years back. No, I don't. You have a female president before. Sorry, I forgot her name. Okay. Of course, there are times that when we have empathy, no. Sometimes we don't empathize to all people, and it's because of your experiences in the past. Sometimes you used empathy for some people, but they're the very first people who will bite you. No, they're yung process of being attuned to other people's feelings. We're just like radio, mga radyo tayo. Remember if you you try to, sorry baka ano kung you're still familiar with radios. Yung radyo kasi pag sinutune mo, di ba? Parang igaganyan mo to have a very good reception, no? Yung iba i-Google nyo na lang or i-YouTube nyo. May mga radyo, transistor radio kasi na you have to twist the dial to become clearer. So for you, Nicole, it's possible that the person needs your empathy, but because you're still fine-tuning, no, you're still fine-tuning your ability to feel the other person's feeling. That's why you were not able yet to show and even dispense your empathy to them. No, so those are the two quick answers to your question. Quick answers to your question. But of course, if there's one tip, no, maybe your follow-up question is how can I show empathy to all, no, with no reservation, with no fear of being used or being taken advantage of. My tip for you, Nicole, is to see everybody as your brother or sister, no. Treat them as if they're your blood relatives. And by doing that, when you recognize that they are people or your blood relative, even if they hurt you in the process, even if they're going to be, they're going to take advantage of you, no, it's okay because they're family. Kasi yun yung mindset mo, kapamilya mo sila, kapatid mo siya. So whatever injustices that other person may give you, it's okay. At the end of the day, when you give good blessings, good thoughts, your empathy to people, and they return it with hatred, with rejection, with what have you, then it's not you who's going to be at a loss. Ikaw yung winner pa rin. Kasi at the end of the day, you just gave good blessings of empathy, of love and compassion to people. And if you get something in return, fine. If wala, fine. That's also a high EQ. And that's how it is. But you can also do so much, Nicole, no? I'm not going to tell you that after this webinar, you go around trying to be the best saint in Urdaneta, no? It's not. You just do the things that you can. Mother Teresa said, there are no small acts, only small acts done with great love. So start with something small, start with people. Maybe start with your the person that you haven't talked for a long time kasi nakagalitan mo. That could be one sign. For all you know, yung kaibigan mo needs healing din. Tapos yung friendship mo na i-restore mo. For all you know, that could be like, wow, I'm speaking to Nicole again. So those small things are already wonderful to practice empathy.
Thank you so much, Doc Dems.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, Nicole.
All right. Hello. Okay. Thank you so much, Nicole, for that question, and also Ms. Dems. Any more questions to our participants? I would like to recognize Leo Lego. Sir
Ayan.
Leo, you're here?
Pero yung photo niya, naka two-piece talaga siya.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi,
Yes.
Leo.
Your question, sir?
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, we can hear you. Sir Leo.
Ma'am Dam?
Hi.
Sir Leo.
We can hear you, Leo. Medyo may problem
Sige.
siya sa kanya. Okay. Lipat tayo.
Okay.
Leo, you can just answer. Sige. Sir Mel, parang may delay. Sir Mel.
Po?
Back to you, Sir Mel. Okay. While Sir Mel is having, may nakita mga questions kanina. Let me just go back to that. Habang nag-aantay tayo si Sir Mel. Sabi ni Hannah, stay positive but not in COVID.
May isa nagpay si Kwame, nagpay so. May isa, kapag kada hindi ka nagpatinggan.
Ilocano po narinig nyo. Sabi nila, iisa lang yung something. Hindi ko na nakuha yung sinabi. O, translate ko pa ha. O.
Okay, so...
Guys, may nag-question kanina sa chat. Can you copy-paste your question ulit? I did. Ayun. Ayun. Okay. Back to the studio.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Dems.
Yes.
All right. So moving on. Sorry for the technical difficulty.
No problem.
We have another question that's from Elvin. Can you flash the chat box? Tas lakihan mo na lang para mabasa ko. Okay. Miss Dems, this question came from Miss Grace Damukay Kilbas from ISPSC. Hello, ma'am. My question is, among the 4 co-ship, which of those should be given the most attention?
Okay. Just like the whole body, every part of the body, at least most of it, are important. You have to develop each of those, no? But if I were to choose one, parang beauty contest to ha. If I were to choose one that you have to really develop the most, for me, I would like to choose the SQ, spiritual intelligence, not SQ as social intelligence. For me, I will choose SQ as spiritual intelligence. Right now, what COVID taught us is it's not the external that matters. It's more of the internal, no? And why is that my learning about COVID? It's because we haven't watched a single movie in the theater for like a year or so. But look, we're still alive. We didn't even go to restaurants that often to eat or to dine out, but we're still alive. So what I'm talking about, the externalities, the materialism, the consumerism, the commercialism of life is not important after all. No, what is important is when you go inward. When I go inward, I check myself. I go into a deep analysis of myself. What is my life all about? What's the meaning of my life? Why am I continually surviving and existing? What's the meaning of my life? So when I go inward and I try to focus and try to discover what's my purpose. Bakit nga ba ako pinanganak? Bakit nga ba ako nabubuhay pa rin? Why do I do what I'm doing right now? And therefore, I look into that. That's spiritual intelligence. I find the meaning of my life. I find my connection. And when I find my connection to that one great person, that one great father above, I connect with that all-powerful being. And I get inspired by what I do, no? I can connect to other people. I get to have a very powerful connection with other people. So that's my answer. Develop a very high spiritual intelligence. That's that's very interesting. That's my dissertation. And I still, how many years after, I can still speak of it with so much passion. Because right now, it's not the external will save you. It's now who you are, the being in yourself, the being of the real you, a soul that you are connected to one great soul, God, and how you're able to use that soul connected to other souls, you and I. That's, for me, is the best intelligence to develop. Kasi that's one of the intelligence that we forgot. We become, yes, we know intelligence, school, discipline, academics, math, etc. We know that. We've been trained for that for many years. Now we have EQ. Now we have AQ. But for me, I choose spiritual intelligence. Going inward, discovering the being in you, and trying to get sustenance and powers from God so that you become good to other people. You inspire them. And that's how I would want to choose what we should develop, especially this time. Elvin?
Thank you, Ms. Dems. All right, and thank you for that question to Ms. Grace. Maraming salamat po. Balikan ko lang po si Sir Leo Lego kanina, no? Ms. Dems. Sir Leo, are you still there?
Kandila.
Yes, yes,
Leo.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Hi. Good morning. Yes, ma'am. Now regarding sa topic ni mo na pakikipagkapwa, ma'am, di ba, ma'am? So, my question is, so sa ating pakikipagkapwa, there are mga reasons nga, ay mga instances nga na piniprevent natin, just like misunderstanding, right, ma'am? So my question is, when is the right time to speak and when is the right time to listen?
O, di ba? Feeling ko parang sa beauty contest yan eh.
Yes.
Leia, hindi ako nakapag-gown ha. But when is the right time
it's
to
okay.
speak and when is the right time to
Listen.
listen? I think
Yes.
that the perfect time to speak is the perfect time to listen is when you have already understood. Understanding gives us the best way to give out the best response, a well-thought response. And when you also have understood, no, it is said it's to understand is when I also am able to to be understood is when you understand. No, if I want to be understood by other people, I have first to understand. No, so understanding is the best precursor or the very first how do you say it, preparation for us to be able to know when to speak and when to listen. And that's a very good question, Leo, no? Because right now, if you go to social media, may sinabi si Lenny Robredo na na-misinterpret ni Duterte. Then Duterte will say, wag yung seryosohin kasi nagjo-joke lang siya. So that's how he speaks as the president, etc. So with these two parties are always bickering, nag-aaway silang lagi, no? I think again, I'm not trying to put more fuel on the fire, but if I were to analyze that, I think both of them should sit together and try to understand where they're coming from. Saan ba sila at that time, like merong pandemic ang mundo, that's the least of our concerns and that's the least of our needs. They sit together, no, work together, and try to find out what each person can uniquely contribute to help the Philippines. When they understand already, okay, ito yung role mo, ito yung role ko, they talk, then they're able to listen when the other speaks, and vice versa, when the other speaks, the other one listens. And that's the best time to really learn how to speak, when to speak, and when to answer, no? When to listen. It's when you have already understood. And I thank you. O, diba? Thank you, Leia, for that question.
Ms. Dems, candidate number 1, and also Sir Leo, maraming salamat for that question. Alright, so tapusin lang muna natin, Sir Dems, yung mga participants natin who are raising their hands. I would like to call on Miss Angelica Jacinto. Miss Angelica, are you still here? Kindly unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Yes po. Good afternoon. Good morning po.
Hi, Angelica.
From Plaridel, Bulacan po. Spiritual Colleges Incorporated po. Yung pong, tanong ko lang po ma'am, kasi just wanna ask, siguro, hindi lang naman po ako yung nakakaranas nito, pero, gusto ko lang po itanong, wait lang po, nalikibig talaga. Yung pong, sa pakikinig po sa inyo mula kanina, tapos po doon sa mga pinagdaanan nyo na, at saka po the way ng pagsasalita nyo. I'm 33 years old na po, ma'am, so marami na rin po akong pinagdaanan. And being a president sa school at sa mga pinagdaanan ko pa po, lagi po kasi ako yung parang nami-misinterpret ng lahat na parang pag nagsalita ako, parang bossy sa kanila. Even gawin mo yung gusto mo lang i-share sa kanila yung meron ka or kung ano yung mga nalalaman mo, bigyan sila ng idea at ipakita sa kanila na wag na nilang pagdaanin pagdaanan mo. I-share mo sa kanila yung napagdaanan mo. Nami-misinterpret ng lahat na tingin sa'yo is bida-bida. Even ilagay mo yung sarili ko sa kung ano man yung kinatatayuan nila, ganun pa rin yung magiging tingin nila sa akin. So, ang nangyayari po, ang pakiramdam ko, parang nagkakaroon ako ng struggle na ano ba yung dapat ko pang gawin? Ano ba yung dapat gawin na i-push ko yung sarili ko sa kanila? Or lagi na lang ba ako makinig sa kanila? Or kasi hindi nila ako pinakikinggan. Ako lang yung makikinig. Tapos kapag ako naman yung nagsasalita na, bida-bida naman ako sa kanila. So, nagkakaroon ako ng parang, ay wag ko na lang kaya ituloy. Wag na lang kaya ako mag-stand sa sarili ko. Or hayaan na lang yung iba na ganun yung tingin sa akin. Kasi wala rin naman magbabago. So, ang question po is how I compare yung mga pakiramdam na nararanasan ko. Even na 33 years old na ako, tapos kailangan ako po yung matanda sa kanila, pero ako pa yung nahihiya sa mga nakakasama ko na.
Okay. Angelica, thank you for being so brave. No, from here all the way from Baguio, I can feel how you're feeling. No, my best answer to your question is, sometimes we were taught to please people, no, to really please people and make them love us. But at the end of the day, no matter how we try, no matter how pure our intentions are, there will people who will really hate you, reject you, or even crucify you, no? And you said you're 33. Walang age limit ang EQ, no? You learn to improve yourself, you learn to become stronger emotionally through the years. Those experiences that you have, you take it into account, analyze it, no? How important is it for them to accept you and for the intention and the good actions that you want them, no? Magpangaral ka or whatsoever, but still there you feel that parang bida-bida ka, pabibo ka or whatsoever, no? You try to analyze first, no? What are your intentions for doing it? If your intention for doing it is to correct them, no, kunyari lang, I don't know your direction actually, is to correct them and to prove them that they're wrong and you're right, then you have to recalibrate yourself. But if you're going to pagsasabihan mo sila, tapos ang intention is para hindi na mapahamak sila kasi napagdaanan mo na yun noon and you don't want them to go through that kasi nga you had that experience already. Oo. Then, and again, you cannot force things to people. Parang baby kang kasama dyan kanina. Di ba ang baby, pag may gusto kang ipakain, kahit masustansya yun, pag kunyari yung lasa niya hindi masarap, iluluwa niya yan. Di ba? So, you have to feel the pulse. Pakiramdam yung pulso. Kung yung taong pagsasabihan mo ay ready na siya sa anumang ibabahagi mo sa kanya, he's ready, he's mature enough to accept and objectively makuha yung gusto mong sabihin sa kanya, then what will happen? You will really be effective in the process, no? Pero pag sa feeling mo, yung feel the pulse, no? Ito figurative to, yung pulse, parang tetsempohan mo. Kung sa tingin mo hindi pa siya ready, parang matigas pang ulo or feeling niya manlalaban lang and you'll just waste your time, to share what you know about them, then let the person go through it, learn it the hard way. Kasi at the end of the day, you can only do so much. No? You cannot save the world, sabi nga Angelica, di ba? Kahit magandang intention mo, ikaw pa'y napasama, no? But you have to really learn that you cannot please every person, no? Even for me, at the end of this webinar, there would be like many people, many participants, nagsayang ako ng oras doon, etc. No? And I cannot please everybody. Will that make me feel bad na ayoko mag-webinar forever? No. No? For as long that as I end the webinar, I feel I did well, I performed to the best of the expectations of the organizers, I took into account the objectives, I'm good. No? Sa'yo din, kung sa tingin maganda intention mo and they listen to you and you feel rejected, it's siguro you try to check first on yourself. Tingnan mo sarili mo, what is your objective in doing so? And before you do it, kung you still feel bad about how they react, remember that you cannot change other people's reactions. Hindi mo mababago ang kanilang reaksyon. At isa pa, hindi mo rin you are not responsible they're not responsible for what they understand. You're only responsible for what you say. So, may mga ganun di ba? Ako, hindi ko responsibilidad na dapat maintindihan yung sinasabi ko. It's your responsibility already. Siguro at the end of this webinar, ba't kaya sinabi ng speaker yun? Tapos pag-iisipan mo, yun at ang ibig niyang sabihin. Then, we meet. We understood. O, di ba kay Leo nga kanina ba? When we understood, then we were able to really listen very well. And then we are able to respond very well. And one more thing, Angelica, ito papos ko sa'yo ha, kasi feel ko yung nararamdam, the way you asked that question. Take no sorrow from anyone. Don't give sorrow and don't take sorrow from no one. Don't give sorrow meaning wag kang manakit, wag kang kung maganda intention mo at iba pa rin ang tingin nila sa ginawa mo, don't take sorrow from it. No? Wag mong dalhin. Because the moment you do that, malulungkot ka, nasasad. I can see you, you open your camera briefly, you look very sad, malungkot ka, then your day is wasted. No? Kasi nga, you felt down, mas mamaba ang loob mo, etc. But if I don't take sorrow, it means what they do me, kung may magagawa ako doon, is it something within my control, then I change. If it's something beyond my control, then I'm sorry. No? As a transgender, a lot of people still will question me. No? Will, ganyan, no? They will question me. In fact, schools, no, just one school. I've never been able to penetrate that school. This is Catholic school, no? But he love me, hates me, no? I'm a Catholic. I'm a transgender as well. But if they don't like the way I am going to present my ideas, will I feel bad about it? No. At the end of the day, God makes things perfect in His time, no? So if it's the time for me to be accepted, fine. If it's the time for me to be rejected, as what you're feeling right now, fine. Because rejection can teach you so many things as well, Angelica. No? It teaches you to become more loving to yourself. It teaches you to become more forgiving to yourself. And I hope, Angelica, after this brief interaction, you remember what I said. Don't take sorrow and don't give sorrow. And make the effort to be happy. Okay, Angelica? Okay. You're welcome.
Miss Angie
Mel?
and also Miss Dems, maraming salamat for that wonderful answer. Okay, we still have, I guess, 7 people who are raising their hands. I would like to call on Sir Mel June from PAMA. Sir, your quick question.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning pa lang. Good morning po. So, in connection po sa, I'm very sorry sa experience ni Ma'am Angelica kanina. So, in connection sa kwan, sabi niya quotient to be developed is spiritual quotient. So, para sa akin po yung spiritual quotient, it's very related and connected to social quotient, di ba po? So, para sa akin po yung question ko po, how can we express our social quotient even in this time of pandemic? Since we are limited in interacting people outside. So, di ba po sa spiritual quotient, sabi ni God, ni Jesus Christ, na love our neighbor as we love ourselves. So it's a responsibility to help our neighbor and other people. So are we considering this pandemic as a hindrance to help or to interact and give a hand to other people?
Okay. Thank you, Mel, for that question. No? Indeed, no, spiritual intelligence is related to social intelligence, because once I am able to find connection, I am connected to God, and I'm connected to the entire humanity, no, Filipinos, Americans, and the entire thing. Now, do I think that this pandemic is a hindrance to expressing that intelligence of helping other people? I think there are so many ways to help other people. There are people who can help actively, no, doctors who are in the hospital trying to make people well, no, social workers give support, no, psychosocial support to the entire community. But as I said, you don't really have to do so much to make a difference. The most important thing is you have to do something. Tayong lahat, I don't know how many we are right now in this 360 here in this Zoom conference, no? It's very important that all 360 of us will have to do something. You see, it's a very auspicious number, 360. No, it's a complete revolution, complete circle. So, what can I use that as a maging 361? No? Umikot na. Okay. So at this point, use concept 360. This webinar, I hope that we have a shift in our consciousness. We cannot just simply help people actively na nag-donate ka ng ganito or what. Yes, you can do that. But let us try to use the power of our mind. How powerful our mind is so important. There's the mind-body connection. If you're filled with fear, anxiety, bababa ang immune system mo. That's a scientific fact. Tumataas ang immune system if you have happy thoughts. Laughter therapy. Pag tumawa ka, your immune system gets to be so enhanced. That's the mind-body connection. But there's also the mind-soul connection. What's the mind-soul connection? The thoughts that I have are vibrations that will affect my soul. What I let into my mind affects the shape of my soul. I repeat that. What I let into my mind affects the shape of my soul. So if I think powerful thoughts, I think positive thoughts, I think pure thoughts, then it affects my soul. And now, here's the thing, June, experiment on this.
Yes,
As you become more peaceful, as you become more powerful, as you become more pure in your being, you can now use your mind to heal each person that you know. There may not be within you or within your needs. Hindi man sila sa bahay nyo, hindi naman siya siguro nasa konyo, nasa loob ng pamamahay nyo. But think of people in the hospital, mga naghihirap. Then try to imagine them getting better, that their lungs are getting to be healthy again, that the COVID virus parang pumuputok-putok-putok lang yan na nawawala na sa kanilang lungs, and they're breathing very easily again. Try doing that, and when you try to change that particular thought, no, and you use your mind to help people, you know, you have already had a 360 degrees change in that person's health at the comforts of your own home. Yun yung gusto kong isipin natin, na we have this power, no? Adversity quotient, katatagan ng loob, katatagan ng kaisipan. And by having to do with that, having to use that, we're able to really slowly eradicate this pandemic. It's difficult for most people to believe that, because to see is to believe, no? But you try to do researches, medyo kulang ang panahon natin, but there are so many researches in Japan. They just look into water. They just simply try to think positive thoughts of that very dirty water. They look at it in the microscope after some time. The water crystals are very beautiful. It's a study in Japan. Thoughts are powerful. So I can still help other people, even if I'm within the constricted lockdowns in quarantine whatsoever. I use my mind, as powerful as it is, to bless people, to heal people, to protect people. And that's one way for me to really still go beyond the barrier of the four walls of my house and still create such a powerful vibrations of healing to other people. Experiment on it. It takes practice. For me, it's a hit and miss. If at one point when I do my meditations and I'm worrying about something, I can do pero mahina. But when my mind is strong, I don't fear. I have faith. My mind is not doubtful. I trust. My mind is simply going to be free and powerful. That's when I can feel, I can change and make the change that's needed. It just starts with you, June. And by asking that question, I multiply myself. As I do that, now you do it, then you teach it to someone, you see how powerful that is. So yun yung gusto kong, hindi tayo restricted ng COVID na to, ng lockdowns na to. We are powerful beings and we can really create so much changes. We just go back, go inward so that you can radiate outward. Mel? And Mel? Mel and Mel?
Thank you so much, Miss
Very
Dem.
much for your
answer. Maraming salamat po. Truly mind over matter. All right, Sir June, maraming salamat for that question. Next, I would like to recognize Sir Dave Joseph. Sir Dave, your question, please. Sir Joseph.
Hello po.
Okay.
Hi, Dave.
What your question?
Hello po. Good morning po. I am from Berhan Milagrosa University Foundation po. And considering the fact that we are living with adversities in life and suffering in life, like sa health po natin and sa emotions natin and lahat po sa depression, mga ganun. So my question is under the adversity quotient po. So how will we ever get out of this labyrinth of suffering? Are we going to choose to find the way out or leave it behind because we think that everything will be okay?
Okay. I don't know if Ma'am Dulce is from your school. Parang, I know Ma'am Dulce is from Berhen something. Ayan. But anyway, Viktor Frankl, a very famous psychologist, wrote a book, Man's Search for Meaning, and there's beauty in suffering. It's not about it's not about being sadistic or masochistic, ha. Pero Dave, there's beauty in suffering because when you have, I like the word that you use, a labyrinth of suffering. Ba yung sabi mo? Labyrinth talaga, yung talagang maze, no? You get confused, di ba? And all those things. It's happening to all of us. No, dami-daming kwan. Is that ivermectin okay for COVID? Is this chloroquine, is it okay? Ganyan. Is vaccination okay? We're so confused. That's the correct word, labyrinth. And I would like to go back to what I said, that there's beauty in suffering. There are lessons that you can learn in suffering. It is when you're suffering that you learn how far you can go. It is when through suffering that you can say, wow, nakaya ko pala. I was strong. It is when you suffer the most that you're able to say that, wow, I'm a survivor. And indeed, it is only through that you learn the lesson of being strong, of being a survivor, and being able to live yet another day. Kaya yung mga nakikinig sa akin, pag tayo naghihirap, iba-iba tayo ng pinagdadaanan sa buhay. We are under one storm, the COVID storm, but we have different boats. Ibang tao malakas ang kalooban, kaya caring-carry nila. Ibang tao mahina ang kalooban, kaya talagang mabilis sila mapanghinaan. Kaya nga, ang aking sagot sa iyo, Dave, is totoo, may matutunan tayo dito. Immerse yourself, talagang you expose yourself to those suffering, not because you're a sadist, no, sadista ka, but you expose yourself to those suffering and you can now determine how limitless you are and how powerful you are. And I think with our own human frailties, our human weaknesses, we tend to say na, after all, those were the things that I needed, that I know I cannot do it. But when I go through the suffering, nakayanan ko. And you know, I always tell people that God will see us through. With this COVID pandemic, God is faithful. God is faithful. Nothing is forever. God is forever. No? And keeping that in mind, whatever suffering that we're going through, the sleepless nights, hindi tayo makatulog sa pag-aalala sa ating mahal sa buhay, and all those things and concerns, try to believe that when you suffer the most, it's the breaking of the shell, no, of your understanding. That's Khalil Gibran, no? When pain is the breaking of the shell of your understanding that you're such a powerful being, that you only have to know that when you go through suffering, it is through pain that you know what is pleasure. It is through sadness that you know what's happiness. It is through sadness that you know what is glory. Kaya nga, sorrowful mystery muna, bago glorious. Di ba? And that's how you should see life. We should go through this, learn from the lessons of this life, and most importantly, try to survive, taking it one day at a time. Taking it one day at a time. That's my answer, Dave.
Sir Dave. Thank you so much, Ms. Dems and Sir Dave. Maraming salamat po for that question. Ika nga sabi ni Save Faderon, no pain, no gain.
Yes.
Okay, so next question will be coming from Sir Joseph Espedes. Sir Joseph, your question, please.
Good morning po. Good morning po, Doc.
Morning.
Question ko lang po bilang isang tao po or sa estudyante, ano po ba mas bigyan natin ng significance? Ang IQ po ba or ang EQ?
Okay.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Joseph. Sa akin ha, sa estudyante, and since you as the term said, estudyante ka, ang hinuhulma dyan, yung katalinuhan mo sa mga basic skills, reading, writing, arithmetic, and if you're in a course, the preparation for the course that you are in. So, at one point, the school that you are in, toka na nila yan, IQ. That's the cognitive aspect of the lesson plan. Don't forget na sa lesson plan, meron din tayong tinatawag na cognitive objectives, cognitive domain. Meron tayong mga psychosocial domain, etc. Diba? So yung psychosocial domain, a great part of that is to develop your emotional intelligence. So dapat sabay mo silang hinuhulma. Though syempre sa eskwelahan, talagang yung mga skills, mga abilities ang talagang tinututukan para at least kung engineering student ka, pag graduate mo, you know the engineering skills and what have you, no? But alongside that, natitrain din dapat yung EQ mo, paano salamuha sa teachers mo, makisalamuha sa mga kaklase mo, and how you deal with certain difficulties in school. At pag graduation, when you look back, parang wow, that 5 years of your life, no, kung engineering ka man, you say, wow, napagdaanan ko yun and I was able to survive. And that makes a great contribution to the entire being called you. The entire being called you is a person who's a thinking person, that's your IQ. You are a feeling person, that's your EQ. And also, you're also a social being, that is your SQ, your social intelligence. So, make the effort to develop in all those aspects para at least holistic ang development mo. Ibang tao kasi IQ lang, panitalino lang, pero makisalamu mo sa ibang tao, parang robot, parang it's very, very cold, no? But having that holistic development, I think, Joseph, that's the best way for you to go with it, no? Learn to develop all aspects of yourself. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you po. Thank you po, Doc.
Thank you, Sir Joseph. Next question will be coming from Miss Jinky Thomas. Miss Jinky.
Yes po. Peace be with you all. Greetings from St. Benedict College of Northern Luzon, Pantay Fatima, Vigan City, Ilocos Sur. So, prior to the first question, why we cannot empathize everyone, and since my question is almost answered, Doc. I would like to share some of my insights regarding to what you answered and all the learnings I get through while listening. Supposedly, my question is attitude management. But since I got a lot of information while listening, I came up with this spending time thinking of others genuinely. Regarding whom you are talking, who is listening, we should always know how to forgive others, to listen others, and to serve others. In this way, we will able to impose proactivity attitude towards ourselves. So, to impose pakikipagkapwa at katatagan, kapag natuto na po tayong makinig or alamin ang story ng ibang tao, kahit sino pa to, matututunan nating pakitunguhan ito ng maayos at nagkakaroon po ng understanding. So hindi na natin pipiliin kung sino lang yung i-empathize natin, pero lahat na. Tulad po ng desiderata, nabanggit po ni Doc kanina, I learned that poem few weeks ago and it is really fresh from my mind until now that it's some of its part, it says there that speak your truth quietly and clearly and listen to others. Even to the dull and the ignorant, they too have their story. So regardless who are we talking or who is the person we are talking, we should always empathize. We should always listen. Everybody has a story. It might be boring or interesting, but there will always a lesson instill on it. Yun lang po. Thank you po.
Ang galing. That's so wonderful. Jinky, really. That's one thing na gusto ko sa seminars and webinars. Even for me na speaker, I also learned. That's wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jinky, for sharing your thoughts regarding these, your learnings regarding this particular webinar. Next question, Miss or Sir Pesit
Melanie.
Melanie.
Yes, hello, ma'am.
Your question?
Hi.
Yes, po.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Based on my question, my question is, this will legal this for you, ma'am. I just want to know if you have having a bad day, how will you cope up with this or deal with others too, and can share your idea on how in terms of emotion, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Melanie. Nako, don't think that I'm a psychologist, therefore I don't have bad days. Nako, I do have bad days talaga. So, very candid answer. I Zumba. Mag-Zumba ako. Kahit mag-isa ako dito sa bahay. As you know, I'm a registered Zumba instructor, but because of COVID, hindi ko pa siya magagamit, no? So I do Zumba. Pwedeng umaga or gabi. Kung gabi ako na bad mood, I also do Zumba sa gabi. Ang tawag doon, Melanie, Zumbang gabi. Ayan. So, yun. So, I do Zumba, I dance, no? Talagang yung talang music na talagang good vibes talaga, no? And dancing is a very good way to boost your endorphins, no? Yun ang ginagawa ko. But after I do dance, this is the room that I do meditation. So ito yung webinar room ko. At the same time, I do meditate here. So sa likod nito may chair, tapos this is the window, and this is where I focus, no, the point of light. Tapos parang magsusumbong ako kay God. Ewan ko, that's for me, I just want, kasi sabi nga ni Melanie, how do I get over a bad day, no? So I talk to God, and I just talk to God like my friend, no? Susumbong ako na I feel bad about this, ganyan. I don't know, for some mysterious reason or some divine feeling, you'll get the answer. Biglang makukuha mo yung sagot, and you don't feel bad anymore. So those are my techniques, Melanie. One, do something that you love. For me, it's dancing that I love. Kung ang love mo, Melanie, is magluto or to play with children or to listen to their laughter, mga bata, then do it. Do what you love. And number two, most important, is talk to God. cast your burdens unto Him and He will give you rest, so to speak. No? Yun ang ginagawa ko talagang. And after that, my burden is light. And children would have smile on their faces, sabi nga ni Catriona. And that's true. So when you do that, a bad day just simply like moves away and the sun shines again. Yun, ginagawa ko, Melanie. And stay happy.
Thank you so much, Miss Dems. Miss Melanie, remember, kailangan mo lang gawin kung ano ang love mo na ginagawa. Ano pa yung pangalawa, Sir Dems? Talk to God.
And talk to God.
And third is to...
Stay happy. Make the effort to stay happy.
Yes, stay happy always. And huwag kalimutan ang Zumba. Zumba
yes. Kahit sa gabi, Zumbang gabi.
Alright. Thank you. Next, parang 3 minutes before 12. Quick question na lang po, Sir Ezekiel Pingad. Sir Ezekiel Pingad, your question, please.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning po from
Hi.
College, Alaminos, Pangasinan. So, yung tanong ko lang po, ma'am, is lahat naman tayong estudyante is talagang takot sa rejection. For us students, siyempre lahat, katulad na lang ako na nag-undergo ngayon ng thesis, na halos lahat ng title namin reject. So, paano kaya namin ma-overcome yung mga ganong klaseng pride? Yung ginugusto, lagi na lang ginugusto ng mga estudyante ngayon is stress. Yung parang paano namin ma-overcome yung ganon, ma'am?
Okay. I think, yes, you have to remember that you are not defined by your status, by your position, by your academic grade, etc. Though that will be just like icing on the cake, no. One way for you to remember that everything will pass. Nothing is forever. Your grades will pass. Your situations will pass. Your positions will pass. Your money. Nothing stays forever. So take lessons from the moment. When you get a thesis titles na reject siya, etc. You just learn from the moment. Try to absorb as much as you can. You know, one thing that you have to remember din, ano nang pangalan nito, si Ezekiel, is when you got used to being praised, hahanap-hanapin mo because it's your ego telling you, dapat purihin ka, I did this, dapat sabihin mo very good ako, nako, hindi pwede, dapat ma-very good ako, no? But you know, when you try to destroy your ego, you remove your ego, then you build character. You don't need so much to know who you are. I don't need another person to tell me I'm good, because I'm good. No, even you, Ezekiel, nobody has to tell you that you're good, because you're good. And everybody listening to me right now, all of us are good. No, lahat tayo, no one exempted. When you get reminded about that, no, you're reminded ka na you are good. Then no amount of people trying to put you down, either deliberately or siguro constructively, will make you feel bad about yourself. Siguro sa thesis mo na lang, Ezekiel, take things constructively. Because your teachers may have gone through very good training to have research topics like well, that well siguro. So you can really just take it constructively. Kung ano sinasabi ng teacher mo, sundin mo na lang, no? And try to learn from it and try to make improvements in your thesis, no? And for the teachers listening to me, I've sat through many defenses. Malaki din ang ego ng mga teachers sa defenses, yung pataasan ng ihi na ito ang gusto kong mangyari sa thesis, ito yung gusto, yung parang ang lalakas ng mga ego nila na this is what I think is right, etc., etc. For you teachers listening to me, it's best that when you give comments to your advices, you just don't comment, change this, remove this. You have to tell them, change this. To what? No? Remove this variable. What will I replace? Dapat consider remove social economic status in the title. Consider placing another variable. Try to consider 1, marital status, 2, experiences. Dapat may ganun na. Kasi ang mga teachers, ewan ko lang ang galing magsabi ng don't do that. But what should I do? Tell me what I do. Tell me what I should do so that I will also learn. So yun yung kwan. Okay, Ezekiel?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Dems and Ezekiel, for the question. Maraming salamat po. Time check, it's 12 past the hour of 12 already, Miss Dems. And I
Yes.
think our participants do have a lot of questions, but because of the schedules that we have, the tight schedule that we have, I'm sorry to say that I will not be able to entertain your questions anymore. Okay? Dahil may susunod pa po dito, susunod po ang Region 3 for the afternoon session for this first leg of this webinar series. So again, to all our participants, maraming salamat po for participating, and I would like also to apologize doon sa ating chat box, yung mga tanong po ninyo. I'm sorry I was not able to read them. And once again, thank you very much, Ms. Adem, for entertaining the questions of our participants. Now, I would like to call on our MC, our host, Dr. J. Picola.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mel, and our endless gratitude again to Dr. Dem for a live coaching activity at the same time, the answering of the questions from our participants. To present the symbol of our gratitude to Dr. Dem Mamaat, Dr. Meros L. Quezon shall now present the certificate of appreciation. Meros, please read the citation.
Thank you, Sir JP. Good morning to all. The Commission on Higher Education, Regional Office 1, awards this certificate of recognition to Dr. Rolando Demmi Namamaat, motivational speaker and registered psychologist, for generously sharing her time and expertise as a resource speaker during the Kamalayan Progressive Webinar Series held on the 6th day of April 2021 virtually. The insights and experiences she shared in her topic, examining emotional and adversity quotients, have truly inspired and motivated the youth on the importance of managing their emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, and empathize with others. Given this 6th day of April 2021, the Commission on Higher Education Regional Office Number 1, City of San Fernando, La Union, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Rogelio T. Galera Jr., Director 4.
Thank you very much.
Wow, that instant hawak na ni Dr. Dem ang certificate of appreciation.
O, di ba? Ganyan kagaling ang CHED.
How smart office is Region 1, no? Ang bilis. But by the way, Dr. Deb, we are currently receiving a lot of positive messages and words of awe because of the wonderful session that you have given us today, not only for Region 1, but for the entire country. And since we're live via YouTube, our YouTube channel, Cheddar Regional Office 1, the entire world would be inspired watching your session today. And not only words from our students, but also from our friends in the central office. They keep on giving us positive feedbacks about your discussion today. So Doc Dem, if it's already possible and feasible, we love to have you here once again in Cheddar Region 1 physically. We'll pray for that day to come soonest. So please stay safe always, Doc Dem, and we hope to see you soon. Again, agyaman kami unay, Dr. Dem Mamaat, for your sharing.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you, Ched Region 1, and everybody stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. And now, dear friends, to express our gratitude to all of you, let us welcome our OIC Chief Education Program Specialist, Dr. Danilo B. Bose. Sir Danny?
Thank you, Dr. JP. Galing-galing mong MC. At this point, I'd like to thank our keynote speaker, Dr. Commissioner Darilag, and of course, our resource speaker, Dr. Dem Mamaat. Of course, our Soki in Ched Region 1. Thank you so much, Dr. Dem, for gracing and speaking to our students to boost their morale during these difficult times. And I know also, I'd like also to congratulate our students, our participants for taking time to attend in this seminar. You know, this is really a very informative seminar, and I know you really learned a lot from this seminar because, as we all know, when the pandemic struck, lahat po yata ng ating mga schools ay nagsara. At kung meron mang naapektuhan sa pagsasara ng ating kolehiyo at mga universidad, and of course, I know that ating mga estudyante ay talagang naapektuhan. Kasi nga, biglang nabago ang inyong buhay, biglang napalitan yung schedules. Instead na attending classes inside the classrooms, you have to submit your modules through online or through hard copies. And really, it was really a hard experiences for all of you. Okay, so sad. And then this is really a very good activity because you need some guidance, you need some interventions for your lives to continue. And we really thank Dr. Dem for providing those guidance and intervention. Okay, with that, in the name of the Commission on Higher Education, CHED Region 1, we thank you all for attending this activity, and we thank all our students and speakers for giving their expertise and time for this activity. Again, we hope to see you again, Dr. Dem. If not through the webinar, physically present in this region. We hope to collaborate and work with you again in the future for the sake of our HCIs and for the sake of our students. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Of course, to the whole CHED men and women of CHED Region 1, headed by our Director, Dr. De Galera. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. And okay, and of course, stay safe and prepare maybe for the next physical or face-to-face classes. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Take it away, JP.
Thank you very much, Sir Danny. There you have it, our OIC Chief Education Program Specialist, Dr. Danilo B. Bose. Dear friends, for you to get your certificate of participation, you are required to answer our post-webinar evaluation form. The link is now posted in your screens. For those who are not able to get the link, please do not worry because the webinar will be available at our CHED Region 1 Facebook page. So again, please visit our page, click the like, subscribe button also for our YouTube channel, CHED Regional Office 1. And you are given until 8 o'clock this evening to accomplish the post-webinar evaluation form for you to get your certificates of participation. And may I also inform everybody that since this is the beginning only of our webinar series, we invite you to coordinate with your student affairs coordinators in your schools to check the link of the succeeding webinar series. This webinar series will run for a month, and we invite you, we encourage you to attend all the 4 sessions. 1 session down, 3 more to go. So we'll see you in the next series. There we have it, dear friends. Another fruitful day of learning together. Thank you once again for your attendance and for staying with us all throughout this episode. Please stay safe, blessed, and happy. Until next time, God bless us all.
Bye, everyone. Dr. Raj, thank you. Mel, bye. I'm leaving. Take care, everyone.